Take me to the channel for the PCP. Listen to some voicemails for the Minecraft stream. I really want to have Radcon funded by you. We can be procrastinators. Hello, welcome to another episode of the Pro Crastinators podcast. I've started the episode. The episode has begun, and you are now listening to it. It's me, Ben Saint. Also, Give and Take.
Hey, Lord of Ghosts Kickstarter should be live right now.
Oh my god, link in the description.
We can talk about that a little bit later, but go check it.
Okay, and we've also got Cece, who is the... I don't know how do I explain what you do. You're like the social media manager / liaison for Lazerbot and or Lazerbot's brother Zagar. You're like the Tails Gets Trolled ambassador on the internet. Yeah.
Yes, and I also made the website, which is the most important thing.
Yeah. I guess first question: have you seen my lecture, and how highly would you recommend it?
Oh, obviously I've seen your lecture. Like, that's how I found out about you.
Yeah, okay. That doesn't surprise me. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Great. So,
Huge
I
fan.
guess I'm
Huge fan.
Thank you. So you've been bouncing around in some Discord servers that I'm in here and there. You gave me the heads up when some shit went down in the TGT community or whatever, behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You have the inside scoop into all the goings on. Would you maybe want to give just a brief sort of summary of like how you became TGT's envoy, liaison, ambassador, whatever?
Okay.
How did you get where you are today?
Well, I was born in... No, I'm just...
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. No, please. No.
I'll just skip that part. Basically,
Please.
I've been a fan of Tails Gets Trolled since about like 2012, which is basically when it got popular, or when it was discovered. It's so weird to think like it was on
4chan?
deviantart
Did
for
people
months.
find it on? Did people find it on 4chan and that's how it got popular? Is that the story of it, or
Oh,
what?
it was found by someone on Something Awful.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and my friend was like a Something Awful goon, so like he showed it to me, and I just like thought it was like hilarious.
That's right. So you found it in 2012. How old were you? How old were you in 2012?
I was 21.
Okay. So okay. So you're not that much younger than me. So that's fine.
Yeah, I'm 30 now.
Okay, good. Phew. I can't have any more grooming allegations.
Yeah.
That's a joke. I'm clean. I have 0.
Yeah, unfortunately, the average Tails Gets Trolled fan is a bit younger, unfortunately.
Sad but true. Sad but true.
Yeah, I have to deal with all these Zoomers and shit. But
yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, I've been following the series ever since then, and through all the events that happened. Like, one notable event was after his DeviantArt account got hacked. That was a whole situation.
When was that?
It was actually early in TGT's life compared to like how long it's been going. It was also in 2012, but later in the year.
Right. Okay. Who hacked it again? I used to know this, but like refresh me. What happened with the hack?
It's really weird. It was like this weird Greek brony guy who wanted to get revenge on Something Awful, so he fished Lazerbot's password with like a fake DeviantArt site.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Makes sense, I guess. Okay, so anyway, continue.
Yeah, so Lazerbot's password was donkey balls, which he used for every site.
Oh no.
So yeah, the hacker got into all his shit, and including his YouTube, which thankfully he didn't delete any of the videos. So it's still up, but like nobody has access to it. But anyway,
Is that the channel that like Micah Rat is posted on?
Yes.
Wow, yeah. Okay, maybe we can talk about Micah Rat later. All right, continue.
Yeah, so oh yeah, that was the whole thing, and so that was part of the reason why Lazerbot had to get a new DeviantArt account,
Yeah.
which also relates to like why I made the site, but I'll get to that later.
Mm-hmm.
Um Basically, and the weird thing is like I told Lazerbot like, "Oh, if you just email DeviantArt, they'll like get you your account back." But I guess
So,
he
so,
didn't.
so you were talking to him like even back in the day.
Well, I wasn't talking to him personally. I was leaving comments on his DeviantArt page.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
I just left a comment that was like, if you just like email DeviantArt and tell them your account got hacked, they'll like get it back for you. But I guess either he like didn't understand or like he didn't like trust anyone. He didn't
Yeah.
trust anyone because he just got hacked. So he thought I might have been like trying to hack him again or something.
I guess that's a good time to mention that I have asked Laserbot a couple of times if he'd like to come on the show, and he always kind of says like, "Yeah, I would, but I don't have a microphone, or I'm just like I don't feel like it, or something."
Yeah.
He always is like, maybe, but I'm not actually gonna do it. I can't do it for whatever reason. He's like a little. I don't know. I found him a little bit hard to get. I don't know. How hard is it to get a microphone? I'd buy him one. I'd
Well,
buy
he
him one if that's what. But I don't think it's it. I think he's just like not very communicative.
Yeah, it's also that, and he's bad with like technology stuff. And
Yeah,
I don't mean that as an insult or anything, because I like not everyone can be good at everything.
sure.
But um, like I remember I was reading through the DMs that the hacker sent to people when he had lays. Oh yeah, that's another thing. But I don't know if it's like out of order. If I don't want to get into it right now, but I eventually did get his DeviantArt account back like years later. What
Based.
I just pretended to be him and I emailed DeviantArt. I said, "Oh, someone hacked my account. Can I have it back?" And they're like, "Sure. Here's the password." Wasn't
Okay.
too hard.
So
Um,
is that how you? All right. So anyway, let's get back on track. How did you get involved with managing the brand or whatever?
yeah. So the thing I mentioned about how he moved accounts, like he did that like a bunch of times, and you even mentioned it in your lecture. Like
Hmm.
there's like he had like a bunch of different DeviantArt accounts, and
Yeah.
it
It
was
used to be very difficult to like read the whole comic. You had to go to multiple different accounts and websites to like find the parts because they weren't all in one place.
Yeah, and I always saw people like commenting saying, "Oh, where can I read the rest of the comic?" Because either like they only knew about his first DeviantArt account and they thought it ended there, or they only saw like some other stuff, and it's like I guess I can't blame them because you have to do like a lot of research to like try to find all the parts, and a lot of people aren't going to go through that much effort to try to
Yeah,
find stuff. So
true.
I was and like people have made other sites like a something awful goon made talesgetstrolled.com a while ago, but they stopped updating it and now it's like taken over by like advertiser bots and shit.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I'm tired of this shit. People don't know where to read the comic. I'm so like pissed off that nobody can read this masterpiece easily. So uh,
Yeah.
one day I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna make a new website so people can read it, and that's what I did basically.
Hmm.
And when the website started out, it was just like a basic like HTML. Like you probably remember it. It was like just like a white page with black text, like you would find in like 1992 on the web. And it was just like links to all
Mm.
the pages and shit.
Sure.
And actually, the real hardcore, Tails Gets Trolled fans before that, the main way to like read it was like people passed around like zip files of like the comics and shit, which was is kind of cool in its own way. It's like it was like an underground, like people swapping like zip files and shit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. The good old days.
yeah, but that's what I based the
Before
site on.
TGT went mainstream, man. Before it
Yeah,
sold out.
yeah. Like I unironically sold out because I'm selling merch and shit. But yeah, Um,
Do you make money off that?
yeah,
Okay.
but I just put it into running the website, and I give half of it to lazerbot.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So I used that zip file. There's also like a zip file and a ZBZ file and shit. I just use those to like make the website, and yeah, I made the website, and I guess I wanted to talk to other people about it, so I also made the Discord. And I guess that's basically when it started.
When was that?
2018.
Did you like ask Lazerbot like, hey, do you want me to manage your social media? And he was like, yes, or did you? It sounds like you just kind of did it.
Well, the website was before the social media, really.
Yeah.
I just made the website, and I told Lazerbot it out. Oh, the way I got in contact with him, like personally, was through Facebook.
Yeah.
Actually, when he had the DeviantArt account, he like posted on DeviantArt and was like, "Oh, everyone add me on Facebook." So that's how most people got in contact. That's actually how the hacker hacked his DeviantArt, because the hacker.
This is a totally unrelated tangent, but I just so happened to be talking to Ulalilia the other day.
Yeah.
I just like messaged him back because I had like not responded to his last message to me, which was a while ago, and he told me that he is making a game, and I told him, no way, I'm making a video game too. And he was like, yeah, it's gonna look like a Super Nintendo graphic style. And I was like, no way, my game's gonna look like a Super Nintendo graphic style. Pog. I'm gonna spoil it. I don't know if he would mind if I say it, but I'm gonna say he told me that the name of the game he's making is Barakana. I don't know what that means. I have no idea what the significance of that is, but that's a little bit of future. If you see I know
You
things.
heard it here first.
You heard it here first. Yeah, you heard it here first. Barakana by Nick Smith. Okay, anyway, that's off topic. Let's get back to the subject at hand.
A PCP exclusive.
A PCP exclusive scoop.
Yeah. What happened to Platform Masters?
I think he just kind of like he just dropped it. I think he like made it work. I mean, this is like my speculation. It seems like he made it exactly as he envisioned it, and it worked. But he just like didn't. I think he must have been like, well, it works, but I don't really have any desire to like actually like polish it into a finished game, right? I think maybe like his proof of concept was enough for him, and then he lost interest after it was done. That's what I suspect, because it seemed like the game was like made and working, and there were demos of it, and then it just disappeared, and like the final release just never happened for no clear reason. Yeah, tragic.
Oh damn! I should play the demo then, because
I don't think there was playable demos. There were video demos though.
Oh,
there were he posted videos of it like playing.
Well, I
showing off all the parallax scrolling in the background.
Yeah. I hope he at least releases like something from it, but I know he's a perfectionist, so probably not.
I don't know. He didn't give me hardly any details about Barakana other than that it will have a SNES inspired visual style, and that's its name. And he literally didn't tell me anything else about it. But that's all I got. Okay. So you made the... Oh, yeah, go on.
Oh, I was just going to say, I'm checking out the website. It's quite nice. Because it's like really like simple, basic, no bullshit. Everything's nice and easy to find.
What's the URL?
talesgetstrolled.org, which is in my username on this server. Trolled.org.
Let me see.
Well, so
sure.
I noticed.
Whoa! Those sprites! The little sparkles on the sides. Whoa! They look great.
Yeah, actually,
that looks so cool.
Actually,
awesome.
Actually, a Tales Gets Trolled fan came to me and was just like, "Hey, I made a new layout for the website. Here you go." And he just gave it to me. Like before, it was like the HTML shit I was talking about. It was like really simple.
I like the
like-
little
I like-
tails in the top bottom left. Always
I
looking at you.
was just gonna say I really like the logo is just those iconic tails eyes.
Actually, if you refresh, like the logo is random every time. A bunch of fans
Oh,
like
you had like a contest for it, right?
yeah, and a bunch of people
Saw
made
that.
logos. A bunch of people made logos, so I just put like every time you go to the page, like a random logo comes up.
I
Oh.
see. Yeah.
Ben
There's him in the
Ben
Sonic
Saint
ring.
is on the website as the TGT thanks on the credits page.
Am I?
Yeah, you are.
No.
Yeah.
Hold on.
They're giving you
Control
thanks,
F,
Ben.
Control F Ben. TGT thanks. Jazz Flight, Ben Saint, Win, and Nunez. I don't know if I did anything to deserve that, but I'll take it.
You brought attention to the series.
I did I. I mean,
Your lecture
Some
has
people
like 400,000 views.
do you think that like I made it like I brought any significant attention to it that it didn't already have though?
It did, because I've seen people in the community say, "Oh, I found out about Tails Get Strode through like Ben Saint lecture."
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's so fucking rad. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Though I do agree
Making a
with,
difference.
Yeah, that's another thing I'll get to later. But I agree with the other thing though is I agree with Cybershell is that you shouldn't like watch the whole lecture if you haven't read it because it spoils a lot.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's sad but true because I know that watching the lecture, I'm sure, is not as interesting after you've read the series and you already know it all. But it's true. It
It's
spoils the whole thing. It spoils the whole thing, and it's worth reading unspoiled.
No, it's the opposite. You shouldn't read it. You shouldn't watch it before you read it. But after you read it, it's really interesting to see
You think so?
like to see like people's reactions to it and stuff.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I would watch. You know what? I am totally the kind of person who would watch a lecture about a thing I already know just to hear someone talk about it.
Just
So
to
like,
hear,
yeah.
just to hear the funny people go "what"
Go,
in the crowd.
Whoa, neutrals are cool actually. Like, whoa.
Yeah, that's why I enjoyed it personally.
It's fair. It's
The only
makes sense.
the big thing that bothers me though is that you never mentioned that Sonic died.
That's a huge. Yeah, I really fucked up. I really fucked that up, and like I just skipped over that. I just forgot to write it in my notes that there's like a whole big thing about how Sonic the Hedgehog dies, and it's like a huge thing, and I just forgot to mention it. So like I'm like an hour into the thing, and I'm like, yeah. So then the ghost of Sonic. Oh, by the way, he's dead. Oh yeah, he died a while ago. Whoops, I forgot to mention. That was like really important. I think.
Yeah.
I fucked it up. But what can you do?
Well, I didn't
Yeah.
know about Tails gets gay.
No,
I
he
mentioned Tails.
Yeah,
maybe
he
you
I
mentioned
think
did.
I
Tails
mentioned
gets gay.
Tails gets.
I never
Well,
read it, I guess.
But I mean,
like
it's
that
one thing.
all
It's one thing.
nicely easy to find.
It's one thing for me to say, like, oh yeah, there's a part called Tails Gets Gay where he just changes his art style and makes it all like goofy looking and sparkly. And there's another thing to actually like see it, to see
Yeah.
it with your own eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something to behold.
So, okay, so you made the website, you got in contact with Lazerbot, and I assume you were just like, hey, let me manage all your social media, and he was just like, yes, and now you like run the website and the Twitter account and probably like the Facebook group and stuff like that.
Oh, I don't run the Facebook. Actually, Facebook sucks and only boomers use it anymore. And I hate
mean,
the new
yeah.
layout.
Literally, the only thing I do with it is occasionally message Lilia like once every 6 months.
Yeah, and for those
yeah.
who are wondering, since you didn't mention it, that's why you brought him up because yeah, Nick also uses
wait, Porky Pig, Nick.
yeah,
Get it?
yeah, I
Yeah.
get it. Rest in peace. Oh, that's spoilers, by the way. Anyway, yeah, Ben brought him up because he also only uses Facebook.
Yeah.
Nick used to have a YouTube, but like YouTube sucks. So
He told me that he like installed some kind of blocker on his computer that blocks any website that's associated with Google, including YouTube. So he'll use Facebook because it's not Google affiliated, but he won't use YouTube because it's owned by Google. That's
awesome.
what he told me.
That's so awesome.
It's something. It's something for sure.
Yeah.
So, all right. So yeah, you did the website and you run the account and you started like the Patreon for them, right? Like I remember I would see you tweeting. No, you didn't. But you were promoting it because you would see you tweet a bunch that's like, guys, Tales Gets Trolled doesn't make enough money. Guys, it's a travesty. It only makes like $150 a month.
Yeah, it was
stuff like that.
$100. Yeah. You mentioned in the lecture they actually had a Patreon before.
Yeah. Okay. So that was before you were involved.
Yes.
Okay.
But it was also when they were making Tales Gets Trolled Polished, which nobody liked.
Yeah.
That was a disaster. I mean, like, I don't like to say anything bad about it, but it was like the one time, one of the only times where I questioned like why I was a fan of Tales Gets Trolled. Reading that.
I mean, yeah, I didn't. I was just kind of confused by it. I think a lot of people were. Why is? Can you explain to me why the Patreon? Okay, so the Tales Gets Trolled Patreon is patreon.com/Zaygars_lab. ZAYGARS_LAB. Can you explain why that's its name?
I'll tell you what I think. This isn't official or anything since I didn't make it.
Sure.
But I get the impression that Lazerbot and his brother, Embergram, aka Zagar, they've always wanted to like make projects together, and that's also part of the reason why they made like a bunch of different accounts. Like they made one account, like one was called Upside Down, and they're like, this is gonna be our group where we make projects. And then they made another one that was like, this group is where we're going to make the projects. And then the last one they made was Zagar's Lab. And they're like, no, this is our new account. This is where we're going to make the new projects. And that's like part of the reason why they moved accounts so much. And Zagar's Lab is like
the Upside Down was the account that he commented on my lecture on an account on YouTube called Upsiani Down.
Yeah.
Which is what's up with him? I know that like Lazerbot and his brother, who I guess is Zagar, aka was it Embergram?
Yes.
Zagar Ember. I know that like they worked on Tales Gets Trolled together, but like everyone still knows Lazerbot as the Tales Gets Trolled guy. What is their deal? Like what is their like working relationship? Like does one write and the other draw, or do they both kind of just come up with it together, but then Lazerbot like would actually finalize it? Like what was Zagar's role in everything? I've always wondered about him.
Yeah, well they're broken up now. They had a falling out, but
I want to talk about that eventually. Yeah.
Yeah, but before that, for like a large majority of Tales Get Trolled production, from what I understand, basically at first Lazerbot was just making the comic by himself, and he would show it to his brother, and his brother would like give him some ideas and like some suggestions for dialogue. Like one example that they brought up is like during the fight where Sonic dies and like the characters are fighting, and Alex the emo troll like kicks I think it's Emerald the robot from Sonic. Alex the emo troll kicks him, and like he flies in the air and like kicks him, and then in the next panel he says, I just Peter Pan kick his ass. Apparently that was a suggestion from his brother.
So Zagar wouldn't like do anything. He would just kind of be like, wouldn't it be cool if this happened?
Yeah, that's how it was at first, but then later in the comic they both like started co-writing it. They both like started doing like half and half. Like a lot of the stuff with like the weed party and stuff, I think that was like Zagar. Like
the weed party with you mean with Cheeto Man?
Yes.
Yeah, the classic.
Yeah.
There was the extended hiatus, and then
there were many hiatuses. Yes.
Yeah, I'm talking about the one though where it came back like being drawn by new people.
Yes, that was because of me actually. Um,
Explain.
well, for this is like sort of off topic, but did you read the interview Lazerbot did with Know Your Meme?
No, I have not. I
He
didn't know that he did an interview.
uh, it was like the only interview he's ever done, and that, of course, I had to get them in contact with each other because, like I said, he's not really good with like technology or like getting in contact with people and stuff.
Sure.
But I mean, like since we're doing the podcast now, you can read it later. But I'm just gonna say he divulges like a lot of interesting information in it. But
Can you? I mean, what are some highlights?
oh, just basically what I mentioned about how like him and his brother were involved and like what they did.
Okay, I got you.
Anyway, and like
How?
and like how
Yeah,
he
yeah, yeah. Go on.
and like how he came up with the idea for Tales Gets Told and stuff.
Okay, I should read that.
Yeah.
didn't even know that was out.
So what
Okay,
were you
neat.
asking?
I was just I mean, well, I want to know how you were involved in getting Tales Gets Trolled to come back. Because my understanding of the timeline is that it was going for a while and then it sort of petered out and then he did the what was it called, the perfect Tales Gets Trolled perfect. Polished. Yeah, he tried to bring it back as like the polished form, and nobody liked it, and it didn't work, and he stopped doing that after a while.
Yes.
And then it kind of just went away, and then it came back with like new artists.
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
So how did that happen?
Basically,
And by the way, I should mention I have not read the like post hiatus stuff. I've sort of been waiting for it to be finished. I don't care about spoilers though, but I don't know like any of the post the post skip plot points. Unfortunately, I'm stupid.
well, you can read like we've already completed one chapter, so you can read the chapter and then just wait for the next chapter to finish.
I probably should. Okay, but anyway, tell me about what happened.
So basically, after he quit doing Tales Gets Told, I was still friends with him on Facebook and seeing what he was up to and stuff. And he was posting some concept art for a new series he was working on called God's Heroes.
Heroes.
Yeah, which is basically, he says, is like a spiritual successor to Tales Gets Told.
Can you I'm sorry to interrupt, but I want to know more about God's Heroes. Please. Please tell me what the deal with that was.
He actually posted it on his DeviantArt too. His ultimate.
I need to find some art of it to show on screen. I want to see it.
I'm going to his DeviantArt right now to look for it.
Yes.
Because he posted all the concept art there too.
I haven't even heard of this.
Yeah, he didn't talk about it much. Is it okay if like I link it in the
Sure.
chat? Yeah, it should be in there. It starts with the guy who says, "Don't mess with me. I can't sleep. I will fuck you up."
This fucking Batman looking guy?
Yeah, and all the characters starting with him after that until the guy with the moon are all God's Heroes characters.
Are these the titular God's Heroes?
I really don't know.
Okay. This basically looks like Tales Gets Trolled, like an action shonen kind of thing, but in the style of Tales Gets Trolled, but with original characters.
Yeah,
basically,
yeah.
It's the classic lazerbot trope of like a character just in grass, just grass and sky.
Yeah, that's actually one thing that I liked about Tales Gets Told. That's one thing that drew me to it because it reminded me of like when I was like 10 years old. I made like shitty sprite comics, and they were just like video game characters on a blue sky with like green grass on a blank background made in MS Paint.
Sure.
And it reminded me of those days, the good old days.
Oh, it's got one of wait, no, not save. I want to this image of Asterios Kokonos right here. Looking good. Making a cameo. Lamau.
Was
I
that
mean,
was that the guy who was on the Dick Show, or am I thinking of something else?
yeah, kinda. Yeah, like that you got the right guy. It's
Okay.
whatever. I'm making a joke because it looks like him.
Okay.
So very yeah, I know. I'm really funny. All right. So God's. Did he tell you what was the? Do you know anything about the plot of God's Heroes or what the? I don't
Yeah,
know. Was it like a Christian thing?
I don't think so. It was more like
Okay.
the neutrals thing, because
Okay.
Lazerbot
Okay. Yeah.
Lazerbot says he like grew up in a religious household, which made him hate like Christianity and shit. So,
That
but
fits very well with what I know about him. So okay.
but he still uses it in his works as like a theme, which I think is interesting.
Yeah.
Um, but shit, what was I gonna say? What did you ask about again? Oh, the
Well,
plot. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
He told me some aspects about the plot, but he told me not to spoil it. So I might tell
What
you.
about? Can you tell like the premise or anything? Or I mean, if he told you not to say anything, then I guess don't say anything.
Well, I guess I'll just say like a bait, uh, like one aspect of it is that it takes place in the same universe as Tails Gets Trolled, but
Oh, fascinating.
that's and some characters might appear that were in Tails Gets Trolled, but
Mm,
I'm not gonna say who specifically.
that's very interesting. Okay, so he was
And
working on God's Heroes during the like well, he was away from Tails Gets Trolled, and then and then what happened? Sorry, I got the
well,
coronavirus. Not really. I got vaccinated. Get vaccinated, everybody.
yeah, I got
Pfizer
vaccinated
gang.
too.
Vaccination gang. Are you Pfizer or are you Moderna?
Pfizer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Pfizer.
Yeah. Pfizer gang. Okay, cool.
I got there. I live in Arizona, and they set up like free vaccination places where you can just drive up and get the
I
vaccine.
we have this is totally up if we're talking about vaccinations, we have they set up the Heinz Convention Center, which is like the place where like they do Anime Boston. It's the place where they do all the big like nerd conventions in Boston. The whole thing has been like stripped down. The whole interior of it, like the vendors hall, literally the room that they would have the vendors hall in at a convention, has been cubicalized and turned into like a big like Navy Reserve run like clinic. There's like hundreds and hundreds of these people in the Navy Reserves, like medically trained Navy officers, like sitting in cubicles, given vaccines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Damn.
It was beautiful. Honestly, it was a little moving. I was a little bit like, wow, look what society can accomplish when we all work together. When we all pitch in. We put our heads together. We put our differences aside for the common good. I was a little bit moved by it.
Yeah,
Also, it was cool to go to the Heinz Convention Center because I haven't been there in a long time. Because I'm not a
yeah.
freaking nerd who goes to anime conventions anymore. Although
Nobody
maybe I
does.
should be. um, I will. You know what? If they do it again, they're probably not going to do it this year. But if they do
But
one
if they do
next year, I'll
coronavirus
go.
again,
If they do coronavirus again, no. If they do Anime Boston, I'll do my usual thing, or I'll do my old thing that I used to do of just go. I won't buy a ticket. I won't buy a ticket because I don't want to go to any panels or anything because I'm not a loser. But I'll go and I'll just like sneak past the security guards and wander around in the halls and just look at people because that's the fun of going to a con.
Oh,
Is
you
just
know,
looking at weirdos,
you know
and you
this.
don't have to buy a ticket for that.
This is like really off topic, but the most amazing thing I ever saw is when I went to Otakon in 2017, and
Yeah.
I was basically doing the same thing. I was walking around looking at stuff, and I saw this guy, and it was like the most amazing sight I've ever seen in my life. I'm showing you the picture right now.
Oh, the Kekistan flag. Based. Otacon's in Baltimore, right?
Yeah, but the year I went, it was in Washington.
I see. I God, I think I might have told the story before, but when I was in college, I think it was Baltimore, and was it DC? I think it was Baltimore, and I just happened to be in the town where Otakon was. I wasn't there for Otakon. I just was visiting the town, and it happened to be the same weekend. And I was with a bunch of friends, and we went out for brunch at this place that offered free mimosas with brunch. And somehow I got wasted on mimosas, which is like, I don't even know how you do that. I don't think I could do it today if I tried. But I got blasted on brunch mimosas, and then we were walking home from the restaurant, or back to the place, the friend I was staying with, and we walked by the convention center where Otakon was happening, and I was blacked out drunk. I don't remember, but I have just like a flash of memory of the walk home, of being in front of the Otakon convention center, and some girls in like gothic Lolita with parasols and like tiny top hats pinned to their hair or whatever, and I just remember puking like on the sidewalk, like with them looking at me. And then I don't remember anything after that.
Fucking brunch mimosa though. Puking.
Brunch mimosa. You ever had a mimosa?
Nope.
I don't think so.
It's not a strong drink. It's like champagne and orange juice. It's not a strong beverage.
I remember it from the Incredibles movie.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I may have had that before. It was good from what I remember.
Yeah, it's great. It's delightful.
But it's pretty.
I must have drank a lot of. I must have been a real lightweight back in the day. I don't know.
Pretty interesting that you got blackout drunk in the morning.
Well, it was a celebration.
For what?
I was on vacation.
It was a really nice brunch.
Really, it was. It's good. Okay. What were we talking about?
God's Heroes. God's Heroes.
Right, God's Heroes. Okay, right. So he was doing God's Heroes, and then he was posting stuff about God's Heroes, and then what happened?
Yeah. So I thought like God's Heroes looked good, and
Sure.
I guess he didn't actually start making it, or at least he didn't post anything from like what he was making. So I just assumed he was working on it. So I was like, hey, God's Heroes looks cool and all, but like I think it would be really cool like if Tales Gets Trolled came back. But I understand if you're like busy working on it. So actually a few years before, like lazerbot like actually posted on his DeviantArt and said, I want to keep making Tales Gets Trolled, but it's too hard. So if like there are any like artists who want to help me draw it,
it's too hard.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well,
yeah.
Well, he didn't.
I mean, I laugh, but I get it because like I'm sure it's comics take a long time. Comics take a lot of time and effort.
He didn't literally say it was too hard. I'm paraphrasing, but
yeah, sure, yeah.
But he actually posted that a few years ago. So I'm like, that idea you had about other artists like drawing it for you. Like, how about I try to find some artists to, like draw the script that he already written? Because the next part of the script after Coyote gets sucked into the thing, which is the last part. Yeah.
Wait.
Which is
yeah, I don't think I'm there yet.
No, that's the last part you read apparently.
What do you mean? No, I remember the last part I read was in the middle of the fight between Coyote and Damara.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
Damaro like
wait, what?
Damaro had like a portal on his head and like Coyote got sucked into it.
Oh, no, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I remember now. Okay.
Yeah, so
that's where it left off.
Yeah, so after that, lazerbot and his brother actually wrote a script that says what happens when he goes inside the portal, but like he never drew a comic for it. So I was just like, people could like draw out like that script, and lazerbot was just like, sure, go ahead. So I posted on the website saying like we're looking for artists to help draw like the next chapter of Tales gets trolled, and like people offered to do it, so that's when it started.
Makes sense. Yeah. So that's been going on for what, like a year now?
A year and a
Maybe
half.
more.
A year and a half.
Yeah.
It started in November 2019.
Is the story like getting close to being finished, or like how much left is there?
Lazerbot and his brother said that they actually like have planned the whole story out.
Mm-hmm.
They just haven't, and they've written like notes on it and shit. They just haven't like scripted it out yet. So,
Yeah.
and
But like how much has left to be made?
this I'm just going off of what Embergram said, so take this with a grain of salt. But he said that there are 4 arcs, and we're nearing the end of the first arc. I don't know how accurate
First arc?
I don't know how. I don't know how.
What?
I don't know how accurate that is, but that's what he said.
Okay, meaning like arcs that take place after Coyote gets sucked into the portal.
No, he said the one we're in right now about how the characters are invading Troll Fortress, which is like the overall plot. Like when Silver.
You're telling me that Embergram told you that Tails Gets Trolled is nearing the end of its first of 4 arcs.
Yeah. Well, he said it. He said
Are
it.
you kidding?
He said it. He said it in the Discord, not just to me
That's
personally.
insane. That's impossible.
I
That
know.
can't be true.
I know. Like that's why I said take it with a grain of salt, because I don't really.
Okay.
I don't believe it myself. Like I don't
mean-
know. I don't know if they actually have written
I mean,
that
I
much.
get it. Like having such a huge idea, like, oh, what if I just did so much with it, and then you actually have to work. And it's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe 4 is
Okay,
too
but,
many.
like- But like the
exactly.
pages post like hiatus, the pages have not been coming out very fast. Like they've been like a steady trickle.
Yeah, that's
So,
another
like-
thing. I'm trying to get him to like do it faster, but he's busy with like they have like a really weird.
By he, do you mean Embergram?
Yeah, well, both of them, but especially him now since Lazerbot left. They have a really weird living situation where they move like every 6 months, so that makes it hard as well.
Okay, I want why is it like that? Why are they okay? Like all the like stuff that happens behind the scenes, like you said, they've had like a falling out, like they don't work together anymore. Lazerbot left the project, and it always seems like Lazerbot, like he doesn't have a computer set up, or he doesn't have internet access for a while, or he doesn't have this or that, or he's away. Like what's the deal? What's the deal with it? What's their living situation like? That it seems really chaotic.
I don't really have any idea except that they're like low. I don't mean this as an insult, but they're like lower, like they don't have much money.
I mean, look at me. Look who you're talking to. It's fine. No judgments.
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay. Well, all right. Gotcha.
And I know they also had like a bunch of people living in their last house. Like they had Embergram, his wife, their daughter, their kid that they just had.
They're married and he's married and has a kid?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Did they live? Did Embergram and Lazerbot live like in the same house?
Yes. And also Micah was there too, I think. Maybe.
Micah must be like the third friend that they made Micah Rat with, right?
Oh, Micah's their brother.
Oh, right. Okay. There's 3 brothers.
Yes.
And yeah, the 3 of them together must have made Micah Rat, which for anyone that doesn't know is like an old like YouTube series.
Yeah.
It's like a cartoon series about the 3 of them as like animals just being wacky and being weird. I think my YouTube channel, the Ben Saint YouTube channel, has a playlist of all the Micah Rat videos that I made just because it would be convenient. Yeah. So if you can check that out if you're curious about Micah Rat is very dumb, and I say that with love. It's
Yeah.
just very like very silly and random.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so so they all live in a house. I gotcha. I gotcha. So
They did. Now, Lazerbot moved in with Micah and their friend, and they have their own place. And Lazerbot and his wife and their two kids moved to a different place, and they're like looking.
wait, Lazerbot is also married and has 2 kids?
No, Embergram's kids.
Okay. Okay. I see.
And there was like a whole family situation. Like Lazerbot said he didn't want to talk about like the falling out publicly, but it just had to do with like their like living situation basically, and how messed up it was.
My next question was going to be, so yeah, Lazerbot left the project. Can you explain like why that happened? And like I'm sure that like some details of it probably, like, we don't need to get too deep into like family drama or whatever, but if there is anything like, I don't know, that he said about like why that happened or like what the problem was, like, is there any chance that he'll get back on it, or is it like, what's the deal with that? Please explain.
Yeah, well, the falling out is like one part of it. The other part of it is that basically he told me that, well, I mean, you could probably tell just from being like someone who was like following Tales Gets Trolled, it seems like he didn't have like much interest in continuing it in the first place.
I mean, it seems like he's been trying to start other things for a while.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Like he's wanted to move on for it for a while, and like apparently Embergram was like basically the one who convinced him to continue after the last hiatus.
I mean, on the one hand, I get wanting to start other things, but also, I mean, Tales Gets Trolled is what people know Lazerbot for. So I think if I were Ember, I don't know, it kind of makes sense in my head. I don't really know these people, but just my gut feeling is like Embergram is like married and has kids.
Mm-hmm.
Probably he's being pragmatic, being like, if anything is gonna like make money from this venture, if anything is like gonna be commercial or profitable from this whole comic thing we got going, it's gonna be Tales Gets Trolled. We should make it. We should work on it because this is our hit,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
That's just my guess, my wild speculation.
Yeah. I talked to them, but I don't really like know them personally either.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what's going on inside their head. All I can do is speculate.
But so, okay, so all right, so I guess they had a falling out or they had a fight or something, and also just Lazerbot's not super invested, or he wants to do other things, and so he's not on the project anymore, and Ember is basically managing the like guest artists. Basically, now, like, how is it working? How is the project working right now for getting the rest of it made?
Well, actually, the thing is, I'm actually managing the guest artists, and I have been since.
So what's Ember doing? He has like the script that him and Lazerbot wrote?
Yes.
Okay. All right. But you're in charge of like delegating pages and stuff.
Yeah, basically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How's that going?
We're just waiting for Embergram to provide more scripts so we can make pages out of it.
Oh, because he has like notes, but he needs to actually like write out the full script.
Yes.
I see.
And he's like has a lot of stuff going on with his like with his job and like his new apartment that he's moving into. Like it had moles, so he had to go to another apartment and like all this other
moles?
stuff. Yeah.
Like the animals?
Oh, you cut off for a second.
Moles like the burrowing mammal?
No, mold.
Oh, okay.
Mold. Like the
okay, like he was infested with digging moles. They were digging a big tunnel underneath it. Okay.
Yeah, that would be a lot funnier.
I know. It's disappointing. I see. Well, I mean, I guess that, I don't know. What if I just give you the floor to like say anything you want to say about Tales Gets Trolled and like how it's been working on it, or like the current state of it?
Yeah, yeah.
What's up?
Well, I do want to say that this is like probably going to sound like really pathetic, but I'm really proud that I made a difference in the world by making the website for Tales Gets Trolled and making it like more accessible to people.
I mean, when you tell me that people found Tales Gets Trolled through my lecture, I swell with pride and feel like I made a difference in the world. So I get you. I get you. That makes me feel really good. I mean, it's a great thing to. I'm a big fan, so you know.
Yeah, and the fact that I made the website and I was partly responsible for the comic coming back, and yeah, it's something that I've been focusing a lot of my time on, which is like one reason I was like really like almost heartbroken that like Lazerbot left the project, because like nobody knew like what was actually going to happen, like if it was going to continue or not. And it's like I spent so much like time and money like promoting Tales Get Trolled and stuff. Like it would have been like really sad if it ended without like finishing.
I
If it got
that
canceled.
Yeah, I know that like Lazerbot's art. It is sad because Lazerbot's art is such like an integral part of the Tales Gets Trolled comic. But I mean, so like when I heard that he left the project, I thought that was a bummer, and oh no, the comic's dead. But I mean, if they had the story, if he knew the story, if he knew like where it's gonna go from here, even though losing his art is a shame, I still feel like the project can be complete. I still feel like we're getting the real Tales Gets Trolled if it's what he intended to happen. Him and Zagar.
Yeah.
So like, I'm glad that it's continuing.
Yeah, I feel kind of bad. Like I haven't done a good job. Like what's the word? Like describing or relaying like what is actually going to happen with the comic, because the tweet I made about Lazerbot leaving got like the most like likes and retweets of any tweet I've ever made. And then the follow-up tweet
it's big news.
And the follow-up tweet where I said, actually guys, it's not ending, that only got like 50 retweets.
Oh, so you think that maybe some people think that it is over?
Yeah, well, I've actually seen that like on 4chan and shit. People are like, "Oh, you guys think Tales Gets Trolled is continuing? Well, it's canceled." So,
yeah. Well, I mean, what can you do? People are gonna talk.
Yeah, especially people on 4chan apparently don't go on any other website besides 4chan, so they don't know about anything.
I guess do you still like need people to help with the like, are you still looking for like guest artists or anything?
I'm not sure, because we don't have anything to do right now, so it's not like I'm not sure if like if we were making stuff right now we wouldn't have enough people or not. I'm not really sure. Like I can't tell until we go back into production.
I see. How long have you been waiting for Zagar's scripts?
Since the last page released.
When was that?
It was at the end of May. I don't remember the exact date.
Oh, so it's been a couple weeks. I mean, I guess that's not a huge amount of time.
Yeah.
That guy needs to get cracking though.
Yeah. May 27th.
Yeah. Well, where should people go to find Tales Gets Trolled or to get in contact with you? Where can people contact you about any of this? I mean, assuming people are welcome to ask you questions about it on their own time if you want that.
talesgetstrolled.org. There's a section on the main page that says contact site admin. And there's
and you're on Twitter too, right?
Yes, there's email and Twitter that's linked.
Mm-hmm. What's the Twitter at?
Tales Got Trolled.
Tales Got Trolled. Very good.
Tales
cool.
Gets Trolled wouldn't fit. So
if that's unless you have anything else you want to add, have a couple of non-TGT related things that I have on my little notepad document here. Just to talk about, just to shoot the shit. You want to shoot the shit for a while?
If there's anything else you want to talk about, Tails Gets Trolled. Like, if there's nothing else you want to mention, then sure.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but if I think of anything else, whatever, I'll ask it.
Okay.
I don't know. How's your week been, CC? How are you doing? How's your life?
I've just been working.
Boo.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Cringe.
Cringe. Lame. Yeah. What about you, Gib?
Oh, the past few days I've been like catatonic. I've been like not moving, and it sucks.
Are you still sick?
But a little bit. I don't know. It's hard to say I'm the same as I was. Like, I'm not actually vomiting or anything. It's just fine. But it's not that great.
That's how I felt like since the whole pandemic started. I barely go outside anymore. Don't feel like doing anything. Well, I actually later today apparently I'm going to go out for Father's Day with my sister and my dad.
I have to call my dad
nice.
later today.
Yeah.
I have become incredibly powerful, actually.
Why is that?
It's because I've started lifting again. I've been lifting. I've been
that's
lifting,
something
and
I need to do.
It's a double-edged sword though, because my lifts have been going up. My lifts have been shooting up. In 1 month, I am back. I was lifting for a while 2 summers ago. Me and Kazzy would lift weights in my basement 2 summers ago. And I've been lifting again for 1 month, and I'm already stronger now than I was back then. I'm already up to like higher than I got on any of my lifts back in the day. But part of the reason why that's the case, and I've made such rapid progress, is because I've been eating a lot. So I'm also getting fat. So I'm just going bear mode. And I don't like that, but I really like seeing numbers go up. But the problem is you have to do both. I have to make the number on the scale go up at the same time that I make the number of plates on the bar go up. It's a Faustian bargain.
You mean go down?
I don't want number to go down. Number go down bad. Number go down bad.
You don't want to lose weight?
I do want to lose weight. No, I'm too fat. I'm too fat, but I'm not strong enough. It's such a conundrum.
Not strong enough to bear the burden of being fat.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just you lift more when you're fat. It's just kind of true. So I mean,
I should try that. I'm fatter more now than I've ever been in my life.
I've put on a bunch of weight recently. Only some of which is muscle, I'm sure. So it's a double-edged sword there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Feels good. Feels good to be strong. Feels good to be powerful. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Go on.
I was working out before the pandemic, but then after I was just like, well, time to stay inside and get fat.
Same. Well, I didn't know. I quit working out before the pandemic started, and then during the pandemic, I still didn't do it. I have no good reason, because I have my weight set is in my basement. I didn't have to leave my house to work out. I could have been doing it the whole time. I just didn't, because I'm an idiot.
Yeah. Well, it's easy. Well, you live in a house, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's easier for you, because I still live in an apartment, unfortunately.
Yeah. I have no excuse.
But they have gyms in like my complex, so I don't have to walk very far.
Yeah.
Was the basement you were in the same basement where the lecture took place?
No, that was the Tails Gets Trolled lecture. Maybe you don't know the RadCon lore, but do you know about RadCon?
Does
that mean anything? RadCon was
vaguely.
This would be funny. It's really funny.
I just assumed it was when all the PCP people got together.
Basically, yes. Basically, but we would rent a house for it. So that was in a that was in a rented house that we all stayed in for a week in Sharon, Massachusetts. So that's not a house that I actually lived in. So yeah, different. My current basement is a fucking bare concrete, exposed insulation, spiders everywhere, piles of garbage. Not garbage, but like, junk that's in storage. Just kind of, yeah.
That sounds like the house Embergram was trying to move into.
I mean, it's a nice. My house is pretty nice, which is why it's a shame that I have to move out of it in 6 weeks. I better get house hunting.
Why is that?
Well, because a couple of my roommates have decided that they want to move out, and the rest of us can't afford the place without them. So we've all got to move out because we've all got to find a more affordable situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a roommate too. He's my dad.
Nice.
But I actually make more money than him, and neither of us can afford a place by ourselves. Wow. So.
Oh, you make more money than your dad, and neither of you can afford a place?
Yeah.
Damn. Do you live somewhere expensive, or do you just have shitty jobs?
Shitty jobs.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not fine. I mean, it sucks, but understood.
Yeah, which is one way I can relate to Lazerbot, because we're both poor. It's one way I can relate to Lazerbot because we're both poor.
Sure. Yeah. I get it. I mean, yeah, I laugh, but like, yeah, imagine being like on constantly moving, not having like a steady place to live, not having just like a place to have your shit set up and your microphone and your computer and stable internet. Yeah, it must blow. It must blow pretty hard.
Yeah.
I can't. I can't possibly. But if I could, I'm sure it would be a big problem. Yeah, that's lame.
Well, one thing I forgot to mention is that they could probably talk on their phones on Discord. Like, they wouldn't need a mic, but
that's how we did the episode with Mallory, which everyone hated because they're all a bunch of weird fucking bootlickers who get offended by shoplifting. Fuck you, cowards.
What's her pronoun or their pronoun?
What's her pronoun? Yeah, that's her. The purple hair.
Sweet Beans. What was it?
Sweet Beans.
No,
new guy.
I just didn't want to refer to them the wrong way.
No, you got it. She's a lady.
Okay.
What's her pronoun?
Yeah, that's funny. But is she the one the one who made like the furry comic where like they steal from like the and they're like be gay, do crime.
and the new guy one about the new guy. You remember New Guy?
No, I don't.
No?
He was a new guy at a job.
He's that guy who's new.
I can't even remember what it was about, but people were really mad about it.
It's her self-insert is laughing about PewDiePie. They don't say PewDiePie, but she's laughing about PewDiePie getting robbed. Or his house getting broken into.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Well, actually, that's...
And the new guy's like, how'd you like it if someone broke into your house? And she's like, you're a stupid jerk, baldy. Well, she doesn't say that. I'm paraphrasing.
That's actually kind of based, not gonna lie.
It's kind of based. I'm so glad. You know what? This is not even joking. This is like my litmus test. If you get upset about the Sweet Beans comics, if you get upset about Mallory's comics, I literally don't want to be your friend. I literally just don't want to be your friend. I don't want to know you. Fuck you.
Well,
this goes for you too, viewers.
I'm not
Die.
I'm not upset by it, but the shoplifting one, I mean, I don't have a problem with stealing from corporations. It's just the comic was just kind of no, I don't know.
I'll kill you. What's wrong with the comic?
I don't
fight me.
I don't really remember.
I mean, there's literally nothing to it. It's just like a character. It's literally just the character goes in and shoplifts some pens and then walks out.
People have their like
yeah
generic understanding of like, stealing. I guess that's bad. And then if they don't think about it, they might like just join the crowd of like, hey,
Honestly,
this comic sucks.
It's one. This will be like the 8th time I've gone on the same rant. It's one thing to see that and think, I don't think shoplifting is good. But it's another thing entirely to read that comic and be like upset that someone drew it. Upset that someone drew that someone drew a character stealing. If you can believe it, actually some of the most popular works of cinema in the last century have involved theft, have depicted scenes of theft, murder,
Lupin
sexual assault. Many such illegal activities have been depicted by character. You get what I'm saying.
Did you know that crystal meth from Breaking Bad is not legal to eat?
Dude, I was logging into my fucking YouTube account to post angry comments on every screen, on every upload of a scene from Breaking Bad. Like, I can't believe they made a show about making drugs. Don't they know that drugs are illegal? This is a bad influence. That's literally what you're doing. That's literally what they're doing. It's like that.
A lot of people think like Walter is base though, even though like he's a fucked up criminal.
I know. So this fucking little fucking orange cat that stole pens is also base. I don't get it. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. Nothing. Literally nothing makes me angrier than fucking new guy discourse.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. What are we? It's totally off topic.
Yeah.
We didn't really have a topic, but I got something to talk about. I got my my Lord of Ghosts. Speaking of comics, speaking of incredible works of art like Tales Gets Trolled.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that Lord of Ghosts is better or worse than Tales Gets Trolled?
Oh, it's far worse.
Yeah, agreed. We can all agree.
Probably everything is worse than Tales Gets Trolled.
It's just so fun to watch to read that. But yeah, Lord of Ghosts is my comic, and I'm kickstarting it right now. I mentioned at the beginning of the show.
Link in the description.
In the description. I got a video for it. It's
everyone put money in his Kickstarter.
Yeah,
that
would be a really good idea.
I've seen the video. It has not released as of recording. The video is not public, but I've seen it. And I think it's funny. So this is Ben from the past predicting, again, a PCP scoop, a PCP exclusive scoop. I predict that in the future, you, viewer, will watch a funny video and laugh. And click the link in the description and be proven correct.
It's a comic about a ghost who is trying to become Lord of. That's not actually true. That's not actually what it's about. But it's about this guy who's a little blob of weirdo. He's stupid. He's stupid, and he goes around in this slime and this mud, and there's killing, and there's blood as well.
Dude, how could you draw a comic where somebody kills another person? Like, that's such a bad influence on our society. Why didn't notably none of them said that crime should be illegal? Did you see that Ben Shapiro tweet?
Oh yeah.
Notably,
yeah.
None of the what should you think should be banned? None of them said crime. Says a lot about our society.
Yeah, the thing that he was tweeting or responding to, they were giving answers about like what food they would ban or something. And
I would ban crime personally.
Ban crime from my restaurant.
Oh, these radical left Democrats won't ban crime. What the fuck is wrong with this country?
That's true. Sad.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
true.
Lord of Ghosts is the ultimate crime lord because his goal is basically to just build an army and then like attack another city, and he's the protagonist. He's the good guy. You like that? You like that he wants to kill everyone?
I can't believe this comic depicts an act of
Colonization.
colonization. Lord of Ghosts wants to colonize those slime people, and it's wrong.
Yeah,
it's evil.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever. Enough of this joke.
Or what kind of comic is it? Is it like a physical comic?
Yeah, it's a Kickstarter for the physical release of what I've done so far, which is like a 90-something 100 pages of what would be like a comic-sized comic, like smaller than A4, bigger than A5. I don't know, like the normal size.
Speaking of which,
Speaking,
I've been interested in looking into a physical release of Tales Gets Trolled.
oh,
All these, I'll have to. I'm gonna buy a copy of Lord of Ghosts. I'll buy an official release of Tale Gets Trolled if that's. I have to do it.
it would be really funny to have that on the shelf. So yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, I have no idea how to make books or anything.
It's not so difficult. I use this. Well, it might be a UK based, or maybe they have an American version as well. But like it's quite
What
simple.
What did you use? Mixam. Okay, I used a company called Kablam.
Yeah. So Mixam, like you go to them and you say, okay, I want page thickness of this, grayscale, full color, how many pages? Then you upload a PDF, and it gives you like a little. There's a little on site on the website, like you put the information in even before the images and stuff. It's like how many pages and like the size of it and how many copies, and then they tell you how much it's going to cost, and it's really doesn't seem that expensive. The most expense I think for me is going to be the postage, sending it out to people once it's been made. That's the hardest part, because like international post is like
especially for you because you live in a country that
sucks.
Well, I mean,
most of our audience is in the U.S.
Yeah,
predominantly. So like most stuff is going to have to go across the pond, which is
I've accounted for that in the pricing. It's a lot of like number crunching and potentials, because I don't know exactly how many people are going to be from the US. I have to figure it out, make sure it's not too expensive. It's a whole thing, but I've got it all set up, and it's hopefully there's going to be the Lord of Ghosts comic. Then there's the little ghost pin, which I can take a picture of because they exist now. I got some samples, and
you showed me.
Then there's like, oh yeah, I did show you. There's a fucking stretch goals for guest art, Ben, of whom will potentially be drawing a little ghost story.
Right. Oh god, that's right. I agreed to do that. Oh no.
Fuck.
Yeah, you're fucked. You just gotta.
I'm fucked now.
You just gotta hope.
Sorry.
You just gotta hope that the fucking thing doesn't reach that goal.
I'm gonna sabotage it. Yeah. It's the only.
And there's like
way.
Then there's like a Redman stretch goal, like the Redman comic print, which might be fun.
Oh,
and
you mean Red Noir?
No. The little Twitter comics in a little tiny square book.
Oh, right. I forgot about those. You haven't made one in a while.
I haven't. I should. Well, I will. But the final big stretch goal I have to mention, to tease, is the possibility of a Lord of Ghosts plush, which it's really far out there. But I have like the plush company making a sample of the thing, and I might have a picture to show at some point. I don't have it yet, but it's a whole big thing, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see how far I can go with this, because
as soon as you have a sample, you should update the Kickstarter with a picture of that as the stretch goal.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I want to see that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
for Tales
Gets comic news.
For Tales Gets Trolled characters, the only one I would want to see a plush of is Rob.
The Dragonborn?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Fearless Dragonborn.
Well, the other characters wouldn't work for obvious reasons.
I think Alex is iconic enough. He could have a plush.
Yeah, I just meant the copyrighted characters. You wouldn't be
able to. Yeah.
Because you could get official plushes of them too.
Rob would work so well because his head is always drawn like a thumb shape. Like it's so like smooth like an egg.
Rob is a strong choice. I think Alex or the Troll King would make pretty good plushes.
Yeah, and Alex.
I'm trying to think if there's anyone else.
Alex could have his own his cigarette.
Oh, Tomorrow.
Yeah, Tomorrow. And Alex could have his own cigarette, which he smokes backwards.
Or removable. You could remove it. You could take it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could smoke it. You could smoke it yourself.
It's an actual cigarette that you can just smoke. It comes with one real cigarette.
Yeah.
For fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Did you ever?
So you can put a. He's got a little hole
So
in
you
his
can
mouth.
what?
You can light a cigarette, put it in his mouth, and let it burn down until it lights him on fire.
Yeah.
Okay,
That reminds me
great
of
idea, Ben.
you know those they made like official Undertale plushes, and like if you destroy the plush, there's like a heart inside.
No,
Yeah.
no, I never heard.
I didn't
of
heard
that.
of that. That's pretty cool.
That's official. That's
Yeah.
official.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's like
Ah.
it's like supposed to represent how when you kill monsters, like you get their soul and shit.
Sure.
Yeah, you would have to
Sure,
destroy
absolutely.
the plush to get it. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's so on
I
brand.
don't know. That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty on brand. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Did
you-
I'm impressed?
Did you ever listen to those the Tales Get Told album?
No.
The one J Flight made? Or Jazz
I haven't
Flight?
heard about it. No.
You haven't? You haven't? Oh my god!
No. What?
you didn't-
Tell me about it.
You didn't hear the Tales Get Told songs?
I didn't. Please explain.
Oh wait, I saw that on the side. There was a bit about
Yeah.
extras. Yeah, there it is.
Jazz Flight was a Something Awful Goon, and like he made a soundtrack for the first 10 chapters of the song of the comic.
Based.
Yeah, and the first one.
Is it good? Is it quality?
Yes, it like they get stuck in my head all the time. Like the first one is like Tails gets trolled, Tails gets trolled. Yeah, there it is. And he
Tales
basically
gets trolled the album.
he basically
Amazing.
he basically takes the dialogue from each chapter and like makes the song out of it.
I see.
You have
I
to.
see.
I'm really surprised you haven't listened to that because that's like a famous thing among the Tales Gets Told community.
I no. I guess I'm a little surprised too because I hadn't even heard about it. Fascinating. I do want to talk about. I know that I've come down with a pretty strong anti-dream stance, famously.
Oh my god!
But I did have a dream, and I want to talk about it. I want to tell you about this funny dream I had.
Oh, I thought you meant the fucking Minecraft guy.
No, not the Minecraft guy. Fuck that guy. I've literally never like seen him. I don't know what he sounds like. I don't know what he looks like. I just see his logo and I just hate him instinctually.
The only thing I know about him is that he keeps trending on Twitter. I'm just like, shut the fuck up. I don't care about this shit.
I've heard that like someone who works at Twitter is just a dream stan and they like promote his bullshit.
Not just
in the trending tab just because they like him.
Not just stream. It's like a bunch of Minecraft fucking people. Like
yeah.
And their fans are all like 16-year-old dumb.
Younger than that.
You gotta change your Twitter location to like some other country.
I did. I
So
changed
you can
it
avoid
to,
all that.
On my main account, which is Chaffenhimmer. I changed it to like the country with like the least population. I don't remember what it was called, but I just looked.
Oh wait, you're Chaffenhimmer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know. Okay, I've seen you. I didn't know you and the Tales. Okay, got it. Anyway.
Yeah, I used to link
Twitter.
I used to link the accounts to each other, but I don't anymore. But my bio still says I'm the admin of Tales Get Trolled. But anyway, yeah, I just looked on Wikipedia and said, what is the least populated country? And then I put that as my trending, and now nothing comes up, so I'm pretty happy about that.
All right. That's all great, but it's a distraction from the important thing, which is my cool dream that I had.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you guys about. I'm gonna tell you about my dream.
Okay.
So in my dream, I went to a big Christmas party at a hotel, and the thing was that I was meeting Joe Rogan because he was my uncle. Joe Rogan in this dream.
Didn't you talk about that on Twitter?
No, I might have mentioned it in my Discord.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I like woke up after this dream was over in a sort of disturbed emotional state, and I was like, I'll forget the details. I have to go write it down. So I went and I wrote down all these notes about everything I could remember about it. So I'm looking at this big paragraph. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to give you the highlights. So it was a hotel, big Christmas party. Joe Rogan is my uncle. I'm meeting him for the first time. I'm really excited. I'm going around the hotel. I'm exploring the hotel. And for some reason, I decide to call Joe Rogan on the phone and pretend to be a little girl. I pretend to be like a little girl cousin and be like, I want to talk to Grandpa. I'm a little girl. Uncle Joe Rogan, please unlock the basement so I can go down to the basement to talk to Grandpa. And he knows that it's me impersonating some little girl, and he's like not impressed. He thinks that's really lame, and he's like, this is bad impression. Why are you doing this? This is annoying. And I'm like, no, it's not Ben. It's your little niece, Samantha. Okay, bye, Uncle Joe. And I hang up, and I'm like, oh, fuck. This is my first time meeting Joe Rogan, and I just made an idiot of myself. He hates me. Oh, fuck. What have I done? So, anyway, so I'm walking around, and I get into an elevator. And Joe, with a bunch of people, and Joe Rogan is also there, and he asks if I need to get into the elevator, and I do, but I pretend that I don't, and so I'm just shuffle down the hallway as he like watches me leave down the hallway, and I'm like muttering to myself like, oh, you gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes you just don't get into an elevator, and then I go down to the hotel lobby, and someone offers me an alcoholic Coke Zero. And I know I shouldn't drink because I really want to make a good impression on Joe Rogan.
Damn, that sounds
good. But
I
take it and I drink it anyway. And I get a little buzz. I'm like, haha, now I'm going to look like a fool. Okay, I'm going to skip a little bit. I'm going to skip a little bit of this. This is
just
getting
all
boring.
you like not wanting to fuck up your meeting with Joe Rogan.
Because he's got so much clout. Because he's got, yes, this is just ways. All right. Later, there was like a big magic statue. It was like a big like mobile art piece that like, whatever. There's like a magical statue. This is dumb. This is boring. I'm gonna skip that part.
The first part is relatable in a way. Not the doing the girl voice, but like fucking like thinking for some strange reason that what you're doing is like, oh, this could work. And then of course, as soon as you do it, you realize that's the stupidest thing I could have possibly done. Why did I do that? I've ruined it.
Why did I want to talk to Grandpa so bad? Why did I need my Uncle Joe Rogan's permission to go into the basement in order to do so? And why did I think that pretending to be a small girl on the phone would convince him to make that possible for me?
Who's your grandpa in this situation?
I don't know. Nobody in particular, just a hypothetical grandpa of this family that includes me and Joe Rogan.
I would have assumed it was another celebrity.
Nah.
But
so
Jordan Peterson.
skipping.
One thing I want to say is that I've been laughing this whole time, but my mic hasn't been picking it up.
Okay, just laughing on the inside.
Yeah.
Okay, skipping through a bunch of weird shit. I get to the end, and I finally, even though I've already met Joe Rogan, like in the elevator. It's like, okay, I'm meeting him it's time for me to finally meet my famous Uncle Joe Rogan for the first time. I hope I make a good impression, even though he knows that I impersonated a small child on the phone earlier, but it's okay. So he and some other uncle are walking up to me, and he's like, hey, Ben, great to meet you. Yeah, different uncle.
Is it your uncle? Or is it just a person who is an uncle?
No, another of my uncles. So his brother or something. So we're like, oh, Joe Rogan, it's great it's me. Hey, Ben, it's me, Joe Rogan, your uncle. Oh, it's great to meet you. That's not what he sounds like. So we hug, and I'm like, wow, Uncle Joe Rogan, I'm honored. I'm honored to make your acquaintance, sir. But he's like kind of sweating, and he's like huge. I know Joe Rogan is literally 5'3". Everybody knows this.
Well,
but in the dream, he's really tall, and he's like a bear of a man, and we hug, but he's like a little off, and he seems like a little bit like out of it and distressed, and he's telling the other uncle like, it's fine, it'll be fine. I'll just do a little drunk drive, and it'll be fine. It's gonna be fine. And some other family member, we're in like a garage, and some other guy is changing his tire or he's packing up his trunk, and Joe Rogan pulls out a huge silver gun and shoots that guy. And his head comes off and just plops onto the ground on like behind where his car was, and Joe like walks over to him and soccer kicks the head and like kicks it like across the garage, like kicks it through a window or something. And I'm like looking at this and I'm thinking like, this is like a bit, right? This is like some kind of joke. Like I'm being fucked with. But I look at the ground and there's like gore and blood from like the gun decapitation, and I'm like,
bit.
this is a bit, right? You're joshing me right now. And so Joe Rogan is like, he's waving the gun around, but he looks back at me. He's like, anyway, where were we? It's great to meet you, Ben. And I'm like, yeah, it's great to meet you too, Uncle Joe.
It's gonna do a little like, drunk driving.
I'm just gonna do a little drunk driving. It'll be okay. I'll be okay.
We do a little drunk driving. It's because we do a little drunk driving.
So that's where I woke up. I woke up feeling like, boy, I gotta pretend like it's cool that Joe Rogan just shot this guy's head off. I gotta pretend like it's cool, or else he might do the same to me, because he seems disgruntled. He seems emotionally disturbed, but he's got the gun and he's huge. He's huge, Joe Rogan. He's so powerful.
He's got so much clout.
Yes, exactly.
The clout allows you to do so much.
You think he was gonna go to jail for shooting that other uncle's head off? No, he doesn't give a fuck. He's connected. So anyway, that was my Joe Rogan is my uncle dream.
I just like how it's a unspecified other uncle.
Yeah, well, you know how in dreams there are people who you don't know who they are. They're just there, and you understand that they are like a
peripheral details. You know what they are, but you could not possibly describe them.
Yeah,
I was there. I wanted to talk to some grandpa. I impersonated some cousin. The guy he was with, some uncle. No one in particular. You know.
Yeah, I have dreams like that where I have family members, but they look nothing like my family. But I just think they're my family in my head.
In the middle of talking to me, he just pulls out this gun, shoots this guy's head off. The head sits on the ground. He walks over to it, soccer kicks it out the window, and turns back to me, still waving the gun, like, "Hey, great to meet you." Oh boy!
I'm jealous. That's a good dream.
It kind of reminds me of something from like a Neil Breen movie.
It wasn't that good.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, that was the most interesting thing that happened to me this week.
It was a dream. It was all make believe.
There is one other thing. This week I decided, okay, so like I said, me and Ulalilia talked about our games, how we're both making SNES looking video games a little bit. So I've been working on that. I've been programming. I've been coding. I've been like like hacker typing like all the code into my game, right?
What engine? What engine are you making it in?
Game Maker Studio 2.
Okay.
Yeah, Game Maker Studio. So anyway, I decided this week that the game has a bunch of enemies, and I'm not going to say what the enemies are, but the enemies are all a particular kind of thing. So I had all these dummy sprites that were the enemy, and I was like, since I have like a template sort of made for the enemy sprites, what if I just made, like 30 or 40 slight variations? Like, I decided to do Elisa, where every enemy in the game is like a little bit different, looks a little bit different, has its own name, just because I thought it would be cool. Because I love that Lisa did that. I think that's so awesome. So I decided to do that. So this week I was grinding out all these unique sprites for each individual enemy, and then I was like, I've got like 30 done, and I need like 40 something. So I decided to make it like a patron thing. So I got on Patreon, and I made an announcement. I went into my server, my Discord server, and I made an announcement in the patron channel. I was like, patrons, if you want to design an enemy, as long as it more or less matches the template that I have, like, everyone can make one and put it in the game. And I think I've put like 10 in so far. People have made some really funny ones. I won't say what they are. It would be spoilers, but it's been funny, and it's kind of what I've been working on a lot this week, is a lot of enemy sprite stuff and adding those in and just having a good old freaking time. Patreon.com/BenSaint if you want to suggest an enemy design to be in Phantom's Revenge when that comes out in the not too distant future. There's some funny someone suggested a Brunswick reference. There's now a Brunswick references there. There's an Among Us reference in there. you know, all the cool shit. All the cool shit that you
The
hope
two
for.
cool things.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
Yes.
Speaking of
yes.
Patreon, apparently Zagar, aka Embergram, is gonna put me in charge of the TGT Patreon soon, so might get some good rewards up there. Maybe.
Oh, you're not already in charge of it?
No.
It's yeah. It doesn't it's under, I mean, do they give rewards? Now I haven't read through it in detail. What's the deal with the Patreon right now?
Zagar was the one managing that stuff before I came around. As we've said before, like they're really bad with like promotion and shit. So
yeah,
he's the one he was the one doing that stuff before I came along, but he's still in charge of the Patreon. But he hasn't had time to like do anything. The only rewards right now is that you get a title on the Discord.
I mean, okay, fair enough. You're gonna add some more rewards, you think?
Yeah, the one I'm thinking of right now is the original like HD versions of the comic. Nobody has them besides me and Embergram, so that would be cool to upload them.
That's good. That's a perfectly reasonable thing that I could see people pledging for.
Yeah.
High res.
Yeah. And maybe like you said about the other one, like suggestions for characters and shit. I don't know.
Well, I mean, he did the was it Jared Lorenzen and the bird?
Yeah.
Like there have already been like fan suggested like characters in the comic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jared Lorenzen.
Why not?
Yeah.
Jared every so often I get comments on my lecture that are like, actually Jared Lorenzen was a real life football player, and I'm like, okay. Thanks for letting me know. Thanks for telling me again.
Yeah.
I've heard.
Well, technically, the character in Tales Gets Told is only based on Jared Lorenzen. It is not actually him. His
Yes, he did not literally become a two-dimensional character.
Yeah.
It's actually only a picture of him. It's like, this is not a pipe. It's like you have the picture of Jared Lorenzen from the Tales Gets Told comic. It's this is not Jared Lorenzen underneath it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, in the comics so far they just referred to him as football player, and football with 2 words, of course.
Oh, they don't actually say his name?
No, they just call him football player. 2 words.
Oh. Okay. Football player.
Yeah. And
he plays football, not football.
Yeah, and this is
got it.
And for anyone else who wants to know all about the Tales Get Trolled characters in the Tales Get Trolled universe, there's a Tales Get Trolled wiki, which is linked on the front page of the website, and you can find all about football player and all the other characters.
Football player.
Yeah.
He plays ball and he likes feet. I don't know.
He's apparently friends with Hulk.
Should we start voicemails? Cece, do you want to listen to voicemails with us this week?
Sure.
You don't have to. We won't. Okay. Well, if last week Zero dipped in, he crashed the podcast, and then we got like halfway through voicemails, and he was like, "I've had enough," and he left. And you know what? I can't blame him.
Who's Zero?
He's one of the 2 guys from the Kato anthology Kickstarter. He was a guest like last month, I think.
Okay.
Not Zero from Mega Man.
Oh, I thought it was.
No, I apologize. I'm sorry to have misled you. Okay, in the general chat, I have posted the first voicemail. This is called Hilarious Jape. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, on the count of 3. 3, 2, 1, go.
Antifa? B Tifa? I don't know. All I know is that when I see Tifa, I fucking come.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
True.
I don't know if it rises to the level of hilarious, but I smiled. Next one is called, let me put it here in general chat. Next one is called Guilty. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to the pre-podcast rape.
Why are all these
Today's
people
rape is this
British?
guy.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Pro Crastinators podcast.
Too late, you were selected. Let us begin. Ugh. I thrust my penis towards him.
I remember that.
He dodges.
I don't remember where it's from.
Is this you?
That's me.
Why?
Okay.
It was just I don't know, just sort of like one of my videos maybe.
Why would you sexually assault best guy ever and admit to it?
Well, you see,
That's
I didn't think
that's
the
illegal.
cameras were rolling.
I can't believe you would depict sexual assault in a piece of media. That's so unacceptable, and it's such a bad influence on our society.
You know, people actually say that about Tails Gets Trolled. They say like, oh, people say bad words and Tails Gets Trolled. It's like it should be shut down.
They sure do.
Yeah.
They sure do. They made me say the N-word. They forced me to. They
They
forced me to
mention
do
the bad
it.
words. They don't mention the bloody gore and death.
Yeah, they don't care about that.
We love that.
They just care about trolls saying like bad discriminatory words.
The words of power.
Yeah.
The words of power.
The words of death.
The words of death. That's right.
There-
I'm thinking of Dungeons and Dragons.
There's actually the words of death and the words of life, but they haven't gotten to the words of life yet.
Oh, PCP exclusive! A PCP exclusive
What?
scoop! You heard it here for. Oh my God! There's so many scoops. There's so many big scoops. This is like
It's like an ice cream shop.
this is like Raisin Bran. But there's 3 scoops.
Sorry to disappoint you, but that's actually like been publicly revealed.
Fuck! We're back down to 2 scoops.
Unscoop.
Yeah.
We're back down to 2 scoops. We're equal to Raisin Bran.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Okay, cool. Next voicemail is called Idea.
Oh,
3
quick.
Oh.
Where do you leave voicemails?
What's up? Oh, where do you leave voice? Why are you gonna go leave one? Are you gonna go leave a stealth one while we're not paying attention?
Yeah.
Okay, well, all you have to do, viewers, all you have to do is go to www.speakpipe.com/PCP voicemail.
Okay.
I'm just gonna. I'm
like
gonna go
that you just
pee,
admit
so you
it.
can do that while I go pee.
Okay, I need a pee break too. Okay, pee break. Okay, break. Eleazar,
I need
cut
to
this out.
I need to get water too.
A few moments later.
In this brief moment, I just want to remind people that you can read The Lord of Ghosts on giveandtake.site if you haven't read it already.
Read what?
If you don't know whether you want to get the Kickstarted version, if you want to.
Oh, you're talking about your
try
book?
before you buy. Yeah,
Yeah, on her website. You know,
Give-
did you know she has a website?
giveandtake.
Giveandtake.site. Giveandtake.site. The home of all. You got Bale Jape, Lord of
Balejape,
Ghosts.
Lord of Ghosts, Red
There's
Noir.
more. Red Noir, right?
Pocket Boys, the very
Pocket
short-lived
Boys.
Nuzlocke attempt. I didn't even die. I just didn't play the game.
I've never done
I
a
also
Nuzlocke
when
before.
I was like 20 or something. I also no, I think it must have been like maybe 23 or something. I also started what was supposed to be a Nuzlocke comic, and I was drawing like stick figures, and I did like 1 page of it, and then I just didn't keep doing it.
Yeah.
Everybody gets one. Everybody gets one.
It's hard to keep up with that stuff. Especially since like if I did a Nuzlocke, I wouldn't even draw it. Too lazy.
Yeah,
And
it was
also I'm
really
not a good
the-
artist. The last thing I drew was for that the top 10 Tails Gets Trolled characters from the contest.
Tops. Okay, did you submit?
No, like
Weren't you the judge?
no, each member of the art team drew one character. Like we had a popularity contest for what the most popular characters were, and
I see.
each of us drew one character who like the characters who got the most votes, and I drew Mario.
Oh.
So you can tell that I'm not a very good artist.
Wait, you drew Mario?
Yeah, on that picture, yeah.
That just looks exactly like how he appears in the Tails Gets Trolled comic.
Yeah.
It looks like it was traced out of the comic.
It wasn't traced.
Nice.
It wasn't traced, but
Okay.
I closely based it on it.
I'm gonna bet Coyote won, right?
It says on the picture.
First place,
it,
right there.
It does. It literally says. Okay. I mean, it's a great. I mean, look at him. He's ripped.
Yeah, that's the main
I would
artist
vote
for
for him
chapter.
too.
The main artist for chapter 23. He drew Coyote like really sexy, and people complained about it. They were like, why do they keep showing Coyote's ass?
You know, yeah, I get it. Okay, let's go to that last voicemail I posted. The 3322 is called idea. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, Ben. Mumpy doesn't want the PCP because he doesn't want to talk about Trixie. Okay, get on fucking Psy, the original Arch Digihead, like a
Arch
complete,
Digihead?
like simp, at least in the past, who I believe would have a lot to say on the subject if discussing this whole debacle is what you're really after. Get Psy on.
But
Yeah,
why
the
would
butt
Psy
monkey and the
know as
PCP
much as Mumkey?
right up there with the PCP.
Psy,
Make it happen.
Psy wouldn't. Psy wouldn't know anything in particular about it. Honestly, a bunch of people have suggested like get Psy on, and like
Who's Psy?
I mean, I don't care. Psy is
Psy is Gangnam Style. Haha.
Oppa Gangnam
Psy is a
Style.
YouTuber who we know who was honestly, if Psy wants to be,
Fiend of the
I would
show.
let Psy be a guest. Like it's fine. I don't care. Sure, why not?
So he's just a YouTuber.
I don't.
Yeah.
He's. I think he's an ex. I don't think he does YouTube anymore.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Something
I
about
think.
that.
I'm not really looking to like. I mean, I thought it would be interesting to talk to Mumkey about. I'm not looking for like, oh, we got to get anyone we can find to talk about the Trixie drama. Like, it's not that serious. If Psy wanted to, it would be fine. I don't know. Whatever. Someone tell Psy to
Just
ask
get
if
Ethan
be on
Ralph
the-
on the show.
I will. If you're like any kind of. If you have any kind of like social media presence, if you're any kind of like known creator on the internet, and you ask me if you want to be on the show, I will usually say yes. So if Psy just asked me like, "Hey, can I be on the show?" I'd be like, "Yeah, sure. Come on Sunday."
Didn't
And that's true for a lot of people.
Mumkey make those Elliot Rodger videos?
He did.
Okay.
He was the Elliot Rodger guy.
The guy who drew Coyote in that picture also made a Mumkey fan art. I think it was like a.
I mean-
it was like a picture of him and Elliot Rodger like shooting guns or something.
I drew some Mumkey fan art one time. I drew in at the end of one of his Nuzlocks when he beat the Elite Four. I drew a picture of his Grand Bull punching a hole through Lance's Charizard
Badass.
with Mumkey in the background, drunk because he was doing a drinking challenge.
There's
Right.
There's two things I want to bring up. The first one is that speaking of YouTube, I've been on YouTube since 2006 and I just got 1,000 subscribers, so I'm pretty proud.
Epic.
You have a channel?
Yeah.
What do you do on your channel?
I just basically upload like random like shitpost videos.
What?
Random shitpost videos.
What's it called?
It's the same as my Twitter, which is Chaffenheimer. Himmer, whatever.
Chaffenheimer.
Chaffenheimer,
Based.
whatever.
Based.
Yeah.
Next, congrats on 1K.
Yeah.
You just need 99 more and you get that silver plaque.
You mean 999,000 more?
I mean 99,000 more. Yeah.
Or yeah.
99 more Ks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the silver at 100K. You get the gold at 1,000,000, right? That's how it works, right?
Yeah, I was thinking of making one for myself, just drawing like a play button on a piece of paper and writing 1,000 subscribers.
The paper plaque for 1K.
Yeah.
No,
Honestly,
The
The
1K
first-
should
the
be
first
cardboard.
1,000 is the hardest.
Paper should be the 1 subscriber plaque.
Yeah.
yeah, true. Yeah. You can upgrade to cardboard when you get the more budget. Yeah. When the production budget increases.
Oh,
Okay,
speaking of
next
speaking of production.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go on. No, it's fine. What is it? What's up?
Just you guys will have to like show me how to like make books and shit, so I can make a physical Tales Get Strolled.
I mean, there's not much to it. There's
Yeah, the sites they make it quite easy for you. At least this one does that I'm using. You need to put it into a PDF format for this, and you upload it, and it just puts all the pages there.
Okay.
Yeah,
And-
Kablam has like, you can choose like what page layout you want, and they'll give you a template that's like, okay, lay it out so that like the image fits into this area. This is the margin where you might get partially cut off, so make sure there's nothing important there.
Okay.
And it's
Yeah,
like,
I guess-
okay, just arrange your files into like TIFF files or into like a PDF, and then you submit them, and then they'll quote you a price based on like page count, whether you want color or not, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think the most difficult part would be making, because all the pages are not the same size, are they? Of Tails Gets Trolled. Some of them are bigger or longer.
Oh yeah, you're
You'd
right.
have to
you're right
cut
about
them
that.
up so that everything would fit on a page at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just can be a little tricky.
Yeah.
Be a little tricky.
Well, we'll figure it out. You guys can send me the websites later.
Yeah.
Next voicemail is called Bradley Garlic Home. 3, 2, 1, go.
I have never seen whinier whiner babies or poopier pants poopers in the comment section for that Brad lecture.
Yep.
I want things to go back to the way they were.
Yes.
Shut up. Just shut up.
Yes.
Shut up. Please.
Please.
If 100 other comments were left saying the exact same thing, maybe don't comment it. I had a hemorrhage reading through that.
It's I get it. I get it if you're nostalgic for like pre-pandemic old PCP, whatever. I get it. But like,
Can I?
I don't know.
Can I?
Life has changed.
Can I inquire?
What's up?
Can I inquire about what the Brad lecture entails?
Well, you can see it on our.
On
Honestly,
our
the
YouTube
story.
channel.
It's
The story. All right.
This
I know the
is
story.
imagine explaining the context of the Brad lecture to someone
Okay.
who doesn't know what RadCon is.
So the channel, right? It got hacked one day because Nate made an oopsie and he downloaded a program and he has access to the channel. His account, his YouTube channel, and the PCP, they all got hacked, and the content that was uploaded instead was this this live feed of like cryptocurrency like CEO boy Brad Garlinghouse with his coin.
It was like
Ripple.
live. It was live streams. Yeah, live streams about this cryptocurrency called Ripple, which is owned by the cryptocurrency is XRP. The company that owns
That's
it is
right.
Ripple, and the CEO of Ripple is this guy called Brad
Garlinghouse. So we were trying to get our channel back. It was really annoying, and Brad Garlinghouse was like a funny name for the villain. He didn't do it himself. It was obviously just some guy who found hacked the account.
You don't know that. You don't
we
know
don't
that.
we don't know that. It could have been him personally, but yeah. Then later we got the channel back. We had RadCon very soon after we got the channel back because we had been planning that. We met up and we thought, wouldn't it be fun to have Brad Garlinghouse appear at RadCon? He's the villain. He's the guy. He's like a character in our universe now. So Nate dressed up as Brad Garlinghouse, and he did a lecture.
No, Nate wasn't there. Nate was taking a shit. Nate missed it.
Oh,
Nate was mysteriously absent when Brad Garlinghouse showed up.
That's
to
true.
crash the party.
That's true. And Brad Garlinghouse did a lecture in the style of the lectures we do at RadCon, like the Tails Gets Trolled lecture.
Kinda.
Kinda. It's a little different. Brad's new. And that was what that was.
So it's
yeah. And the reason people are so nostalgic is because we took a really long time getting that out, and so much the whole pandemic happened.
In the time since the whole pandemic happened, and also we had like 5 members quit since then. So like most of the people in that video are like not even around anymore, or like maybe half. I don't know.
That's another thing I wanted to ask you about. Before I found the Tails Gets Trolled video, the only member that I knew about was Trixie.
I hate you.
So, because she did like anime shit. I love anime, obviously.
And manga.
And gaming.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Go on.
So like, what happened?
What a.
I'm.
That's too much to fucking get into.
Yeah, I'm not
It's a
going to
little
ask
too
you to
much.
get into it.
Yeah, you watch all. Just all you have to do is just watch all like 280 episodes of the podcast, and then you will know. And then you will know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
sort of have an idea of what happened, so I'm not going to ask you to get into it. But it's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Pretty sad what happened.
No, it's good. It's good that she's gone, and I think it's funny, and I think that what she's doing to her career is funny, and it makes me smile. So
Yeah,
we can agree to disagree about that.
Self-sabotage.
Lamau. Anyway, okay, the next voicemail, which I haven't even uploaded because I'm stupid. I'm uploading it now. The next voicemail is called King Bradley IV. There it is. 3, 2, 1, go.
Also, this concept of like, we gotta go back. Like, not that much has changed. Like, Trixie is not on good terms with the podcast, and Munchie doesn't want to do internet stuff.
Yeah.
That's about the only changes we've seen. Nate still is on good terms with the PCP.
Yeah.
And Jesse, I don't know if you noticed, but he wasn't super involved before RadCon 4.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
That is, yeah.
status quo hasn't changed too much.
He had already been basically gone for like a year. But then he just showed up for RadCon because we asked him if he wanted to, and he said sure. Yeah. This guy's right. I wish more people had this guy's attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, some things change.
Yeah.
I don't want to be too hard on the people in the comment because I know that a lot of people are like, this was
fine,
fun and like it was the good old day. I don't begrudge anyone for feeling like the good old days.
It just was funny to read all those comments and see that like swelling of like tears. It's like Jesus.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Yeah. Come on. I have to. We did that stream where we workshopped the final chapter of Road to RadCon. I have not gotten around to writing it, but maybe this week I will. Because I'm getting a little. I've been really cranking on the game, and I'm getting a little burnt. Maybe I'll take a break and just do a little creative writing with Road to RadCon Chapter 5. Anyway, next voicemail is called it's Margar. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
What up? It's your boy Margar.
What up?
So we are approaching 1 year of Nate not showing up to the podcast. So
Sounds about
everybody maybe stop asking about it because it's pretty clear he's not
SCHW
going to show up,
videos
and if he does, that's
has been posting No Nate No Watch. See you
it
next
is what
week
it
for
is
a
at this
year.
point. So maybe don't be so fucking annoying and constantly bringing it up. All right, that's pretty much it. I might start sending voicemails in again. Remember when Margar was the thing?
Of course.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
How could I?
Later.
I mean, I think no Nate No Watch is a meme now. Like when people post No Nate No Watch, I mean, is it a bit of a tired meme perhaps? But they're not seriously complaining like Nate's not here and it makes me upset. It's a meme at this point. So it doesn't bug me that much.
No, but it is pretty tired.
It has been an entire year. Okay, the next voicemail is called An Indecent Proposal. There it is. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi, PCP.
Oh, it's a minute long.
So, you know Jane Nicholson?
Yes.
Have you considered inviting her on for one episode? She's kind of a big inspiration for the whole group, right?
Kind
As a
of.
side note, isn't it funny how there's so much drama around, specifically the Brony lecture? When a year ago Jenny released a video about the Brony fandom, and it's almost identical in format to the PCP university lectures. I find it kind of funny. If she was on, maybe some other crew members could come on for a one-off thing. Who knows? And a final question for Gib. Are there any other characters in media that are like Briscoe that you enjoy? And do you like them for the same reasons that you like Briscoe? Anyway, thanks for the cast. Love and kisses. Return to Scroll, Tom will never die, and peace.
What character did you say?
Vriska. Have you read Homestuck, CC?
Nope.
Boo.
It just looks like a worse version of Tails Gets Trolled.
Wait. Explain. Justify yourself.
I'm joking. I've never read it. So I don't know.
You fucking better
Why did you think
joking.
that was a real comment he made?
I don't know. Some people.
Some people have actually. Some people have actually
honestly,
said that.
I can't understand. I can't understand the minds of people who haven't read I'm like that episode of Regular Show where they get too smart and they can't understand regular people anymore. Like that's me, but it's with people who haven't read Homestuck. So like, if someone says they haven't read it, and like I'll believe any dumb shit they say because like of course they would.
Yeah.
No.
I tried reading it, but I stopped reading it when he was in his room.
That's the first panel.
That's the first page.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, fair. That's fine. That's fine. But optimistic of this guy to think that we could just get Jenny Nicholson to be on the show. Like
I mean,
I've talked to her before, but like it doesn't. I don't think she just like. She's a big name.
Yeah, she's really
a
famous.
very big YouTuber right now.
Yeah, she's famous.
She makes like $1 billion fucking dollars for like 2 videos a year. She's really big. Lol. Hold on. How much does she make on Patreon? Jenny Nicholson Patreon.
It might be fun to see. Like if we're doing like an episode about like the new generation of My Little Pony, when that comes out and we want to talk about it, get Jenny Nicholson. Just give her a ring. Hey, you want to come on? We're going to talk about ponies.
Oh yeah, we should get You know who I hear is big on YouTube? PewDiePie. We should get him on the show. Like that would be pretty good, right? Like that would be a good idea.
No,
a lot of people would watch that one.
He's cringe though.
Just keep him away from bridges, and we'll be fine.
Because he's gonna burn them.
Because he's a troll who lives under a bridge.
He said a bad word when he was playing a game. Near a bridge.
I know the clip.
Oh, I don't know.
It's the Adpocalypse clip.
He says one of the words of death.
oh no. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
To answer the question about Vriska, other characters, there are some characters that get that sort of character of like
I know who that is. Yeah.
Yeah, the really fucked up mean girl who secretly or is repressing like the desire to be nice, and it's really tragic. There's not that many good of that, but like the general like trope, like the sort of stereotype of that character appears a lot. Pacifica Northwest from Gravity Falls is kind of that. And I like that when I see it.
I think
but Vriska is king, I think.
I think I know who you're talking about now. She's like one of the trolls, right? From not Tails Gets Trolled, from Homestuck.
That's the thing about. Oh, that's why, because they both have trolls in them. That's why you thought they were the same.
Well,
imagine if Lazerbot read Homestuck and put trolls from Homestuck.
Like he put Carcat in just like somewhere.
That would be so good.
That would be so funny. That would get me to pledge on patreon.com/Zagars_lab.
Well, I'll tell them to put. Well, I don't know, but
yes,
tell them to read Homestuck. Tell them to read the whole thing.
Make them do it.
Actually, the only thing I know about
only you.
The only thing I know about Homestuck is when I met a Homestuck cosplayer in 2012.
Oh, well, that's not special. There's a million of those.
Yeah, especially back then. The
good old days.
Which character is this? Let me send it. Is that
that's
Pfeffery.
Yes, Pfeffery. No,
honestly,
it's Mina.
How can you tell?
Because it's the short hair, and she's got the stuff.
Oh no, I think you're right. It is Mina. Wow.
Yeah.
Everybody's favorite character, Mina from a Homestuck. Oh my god.
She's all right.
Yeah, I don't know anything about her.
She's like a rare like shining beacon of something in Act 6.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, to me, she's mostly just emblematic of like Vriska's like dumb Act 6 nonsense. I didn't like the Vriska Mina thing. I thought it was annoying.
Yeah.
In the late stuff. No. Oh god, and then like the two, like Mina is involved with Karkat's arc in Act 6 and Vriska, and they're both bad. They both have bad No, I hate Mina. I hate Mina out there.
But their fish puns are kind of cute. That's all I like about it.
There was already another troll that did that. And she was bad too, and Mina's just worse.
Well, I got.
Oh, I'm mad.
I got you guys on.
I get mad.
I got you guys on a tangent.
Nay, yeah.
Yeah, well, we're prone.
The second
we're
picture
prone
has Terezi and Gamzee in it.
Wait,
if you wanted to know.
Wait, who are you? Are you in these pictures?
Yeah, I'm the one on the left in the first picture, and the one on the right in the second picture.
You're the white guy?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool. Gamzee's good. Terezi's good.
Yeah.
Gamzee's better than Terezi until Act 6. Act 6 doesn't count. Act 6 isn't canon.
One thing
okay.
one thing I found annoying is trying to read their dialogue.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so hard.
At first,
it's so.
You're like,
oh my god,
I can't imagine reading this. But then I get used to it.
She uses 3s for E's and 4s for A's and 1s for I's. I can't. Oh, it's so confusing. Like I can't figure it out. What does it mean?
Some of them are more confusing than others.
How do you read
Terezi
that?
is not confusing.
I know you're being sarcastic, but yeah.
You're a fucking dope. You're a fucking dope and a fool, and I hate you.
Yeah.
No, that's a complaint that some people have, and I don't get it. I never found it hard. There are a few characters that have really obnoxious typing quirks, but like they're all like minor characters that you just don't have a lot of dialogue.
Yeah, I can
generally the ones
I can read it. It's just annoying.
You probably didn't get to the one character whose dialogue is all in white, so you literally have to like highlight the text in the thing, or you literally can't read it.
Oh, that sounds cool.
It is cool. Unironically, it is. It's awesome. Homestuck rules.
I did like that.
Yeah.
I think that it's changed to a very, very, very light gray.
Ugh.
Remember, there was actually Tales Gets Trolled did a Homestuck-esque thing in the early days. There was a page that was...
No, it didn't.
Yeah, there was a page that was actually animated.
That's not... anything... Oh, I watched the new... Oh, did you see the new episode of That Time I Was Reincarnated as a Slime? It was very Homestuck-esque, the way that it was animated.
Yeah.
The way that the images moved.
Yeah, exactly.
You've struck a nerve, my friend. You've made me testy. You've made me testy.
Yeah, exactly.
with your bad Homestuck takes.
I'm sorry I'm not a Homestuck expert.
I'm very defensive. I'm very defensive about my faves. Homestuck is my fave.
How long do you think it would...
I'll fight anyone.
How long
does it take to read?
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Probably more, maybe 2 weeks. 2 weeks if you really like buckle down and read it like a lot. It's very long. It gave me the Stockholm syndrome because I had to devote so much time to reading it that once I was done, I was like, well, I better have liked it, or else I just wasted all that time.
Yeah,
that's the trick.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Tales Gets Trolled as well. It's the
I mean, Tales Gets Trolled is not as long. You could probably read Tales Gets Trolled in a couple days.
Yeah.
At the most. Yeah.
It's the sunk time fallacy.
Yes, the sunk cost effect.
Yeah.
100%. It's true. Like, if you finish reading anything, the longer it is, like the more. I mean, there's like a funnel effect where like if you don't like something that much, you just won't. Like the longer it is, the less likely you are to finish it. But also there's the like if you do like it that much, to spend that much time reading it, then by the end you're gonna like it even more because of the sunk cost effect. You're like, you've invested now. You're emotionally invested.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true for anything. Homestuck is just particularly long, so it's especially true. Anyway, the next voicemail is called we already listened to an indecent proposal, right? I think so. The Jenny Nicholson Brony video. I mean, it's not really similar to a lecture. I mean, it's similar in that it's a person talking about...
It's a casual, video essay.
Like going through the history of My Little Pony and shit.
Jenny Nicholson's video is about the Brony fandom in general.
Yeah.
Trixie's lecture was... I mean, it was a little bit about that, but it was more about... It focused more on, like, the things she was specifically involved in, which, you know, including, like, the PCP and the Horseshoe crew, and also, like, being an editor for... being the
Daily.
Yeah, the Equestria Daily, like, content editor position and stuff like that.
Her name used to be Digi Brony, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
She was Digibrony MLP. In fact, her channel is still her URL, I think.
Yeah. Are you gonna hate me for saying that I've never watched My Little Pony as well?
That's fine.
That's fine.
That doesn't bother me.
Okay.
I'm way less defensive about MLP than about Homestuck.
My Little Pony is just like you need to have been there at the time, and it's still an okay show, but like it's not like it's as big as Bronydom was.
I wouldn't
sort of overblows the goodness of the show.
I wouldn't recommend that anyone like go back and watch MLP now.
No, I don't. I have no interest whatsoever. But yeah. I was there because you couldn't really escape it back then. But yeah, I didn't.
Sure.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Yeah. But the next voicemail is called Tarbuck Transom Finance God. Oh god, it's a minute long. 3, 2, 1, go.
Fast-talking craftsman and indestructible super god Tarbuck Transom here, and I've been catching up on every PCP episode since January while I work on overdue furniture commissions instead of the Digi-Archive that I'm in charge of. And through all of those episodes, one issue has burned brightest in my very keen mind. The Federal Reserve does print money, but that is not where most of the money actually comes from, you fools. It comes from double account banking, which doubles the lent money supply by treating the debt as currency every time that it gets lent out, but unlike antimatter, it doesn't annihilate when money is repaid. And it also comes from fractional reserve banking, depositing money and then loaning out a multiple of that amount, such as 10 times, because money is just numbers in a spreadsheet. The Fed technically controls the money supply because they set the multiplier bonus for fractional reserve banking, but printing bills only accounts for 10% of the money generated every year, and that's about to get a whole lot worse because in the middle of Trump's administration, they pass a law to set the fraction to 0. If you aren't clocking this, it means that the banks can now print infinite money with no consequences.
That's stupid.
I gotta admit, I'm sure this is in response to something that we said about money that was dumb when we were talking about it at some point in the past.
I remember some sort of bank moment with Tom.
I'm like totally not in the headspace to think about fractional reserve banking. I don't have anything to say about this at the moment.
Fractional reverse banking where they give me money.
That's like...
Yes, please.
That's like a really good idea. I heard about reverse internships where you, instead of working there for free, you actually pay them to work there.
I saw a post. I don't believe it. I don't believe that that's a widespread thing. I did see one listing.
I thought it was a joke. Like people were making fun.
I saw a post that claimed to be a real listing of like you pay us to work here, but I don't know how much I actually believe.
Isn't that like school, but like with work attached?
No. It's
like profit for the owner.
It's basically slavery.
Well, so is capitalism. So is capitalism.
Yeah, exactly.
When you get right down to it.
Crapitalism.
More like... What? No.
It's not like that at all.
It's totally wrong. That's totally inaccurate. You made a fool of yourself. Next voicemail is called Tarubuku Turan Somu. 3, 2, 1, go.
The Arch is Fast Talking Craftsman, and Left is Jordan Peterson, the one and only Tarbuck Transom, coming to you from what was
This guy
supposed to
made me
be
a
my
belt,
dining room, but
by
is
the
now
way.
my workshop, positively buried in sawdust and rethinking my life. I just had a pretty bad day making things for reasons not exclusive to the quarter-inch splinter that I just pulled from underneath my fingernail.
Ow.
And it was made all the harder because Benno Santo-san has stolen my scroll saw.
What?
As I have said for thousands of
Scroll
years, furniture
saw.
is a scam, and
Scroll
you should just make it yourself. It is so much cheaper. And I find myself part of that industry, taking advantage of people who don't know any better than to pay me to do something so fucking easy. And I wonder if this is how I really want to support myself, or if it was better off as just a hobby and something that I did to meet needs of mine as they came up. I'm a longtime proponent of the Ben Saint lifestyle of just accept a lower standard of living so that you can do whatever it is that you want. Does anyone who can hear the sound of my very fuckable voice want to share a time when something prompted them to take a step back and reconsider their relationship to their art or craft?
What?
That's a lot. That was a lot.
Were they saying like building furniture is easy?
He said building furniture is easy, and
it's so much cheaper.
He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand why everyone doesn't just make their own. I would have to go out and buy a bunch of like lumber and power tools in order to craft my own chairs to sit on. So I'll just buy a chair.
I feel like if you have a hobby that requires you need a bunch of tools, then you don't have to put money into getting the tools that you already have.
I'm happy that you're able to make a profit crafting furniture. Like, good for you. That's a win-win for everybody. Other people get furniture; they don't have to make it themselves. That's ethical mercantilism right there.
That's a human cooperation. People doing things. And...
division of labor. Yes.
I would much rather spend the time not doing that and doing something else.
Yeah. Was there a time that made me step back and reconsider my relationship with my art? Every fucking day. Because I hate art, and it sucks, and it's a waste of time.
What does it mean to have a relationship with art? Does it mean like a skill, specifically? Or just like the act of creating?
I think it could mean a lot of things. I don't know, like you draw. What's your relationship with drawing?
Well,
Did it ever change? Probably.
I don't know, I like it, and sometimes it's hard.
Yeah. True.
I don't know, I feel like too stupid to answer such a question.
Bedhead Bernie made a really good tweet yesterday, and I retweeted it, and it went on to get like a couple hundred likes, and I thought it was really good. It was, I'll read it. It was, scroll. Guy who chose to make their hobby a job. This is worse than manual labor. And I read that, and I said, so true, King. So true. This really annoys me, like when people... Like when YouTubers talk about like, oh, how much work they put into their stuff. It's like, yeah, well, that's fine. And I guess if I like your stuff, I appreciate it. But I don't feel bad for you, and I never will. Because at the end of the day, you could have just worked at Target like anyone else.
You could have just been digging holes.
You could have just had a regular job. Like most people do. And you chose this. Every YouTuber chose this, right?
Yeah, it's funny because it's like every person who has a job that is like stressful sometimes, they would like to go to a huge audience and get sympathy, but only the YouTubers get it. Only the big social media people are allowed the audience to cry for them. That's true. It's like everyone hates their job sometimes, but you know, if you only hear about it if you have the kind of job where you have an audience, and like any creative job or anything that you do that's just based on like people giving you money because they like your stuff. I don't know, like any kind of like donation based or like patron based or like sales based, like selling your own original content. It's like if you're making a living doing that stuff, you did it. You know, you chose to do this, and it worked out for you. And the worst that can happen is that it stops working out for you, and you just have to go get a regular job like everybody else, right? So like it's really
I very rarely feel sympathy for anyone, but especially content creators. Somebody in my Discord, I said, I really like Sean. I really like the YouTuber Sean. And someone said, oh, Sean made fun of Lindsay Ellis. Sean made fun of Lindsay Ellis when she left Twitter of her own volition.
Okay.
I said, I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. I don't feel bad for that to matter. I would have to feel bad for Lindsay Ellis, and I'll never feel bad for Lindsay Ellis. She makes so much money. She's so famous. I don't give a fuck that anyone made fun of her for any reason, even if it wasn't valid. And probably if Sean made fun of her, it probably was valid. So like, good.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I kind of like.
Fuck content creators is what I'm saying. They're all there's not a good one. Not a good one among them, among the bunch. We're all criminals.
The movie Bob Lindsay Ellis thing was so like cringe, embarrassing.
I don't think anyone looked good in that situation. Yeah. I don't know. Everyone. Cringe all around.
All that stuff is just sort of like, I feel like I was standing in the doorway and I saw something I shouldn't have.
Yes.
And I'm just sort of leave.
Yeah, like the Quentin thing.
Yeah.
The Quentin thing is like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is uncomfortable, but what else can I even say about it? It's just like, oh, that's an awkward interaction that occurred.
Yep.
Oh well. Anyway, we could be here all day. I keep going off on these tangents. I'm sorry. I'm wasting everyone's precious time. The next voicemail. We've got a few to get through. The next voicemail is called it's Janess. Janess. 3, 2, 1, go.
Ben, you talked about Depth the First 5,000 Years by David Graeber a few times on the PCP.
Really good
So
book.
I was wondering, how do you remember such important information from a book where nowadays you hardly read but except on Twitter?
I just really liked the parts about the Lele tribe. I just thought that was so interesting. I don't know, just some I couldn't tell you the whole book, just certain parts of it were really, really interesting. And because I found them interesting, I thought about them a lot. And so they stuck in my memory. There are boring parts too that I don't remember at all. That's it. That's my whole answer. Okay, next one is called I don't understand transgender, I think. This should be good. Wait, no, sorry. No. Actually, this one is called Maki's Back. Sorry, I posted them out of order. This is Maki's Back. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, it's me, Mackey's back. You might remember me like 4 years ago. I did a cool skateboard grind and a voicemail, and you guys liked it. If you don't, that's cool. But I kind of stopped listening like 2018. Thought I'd pop back over.
If you ask us to update you on what's going on, I'll kill you. Oh, you idiot! I hate you.
I can't say I'm that surprised.
Cool.
I just like
your grind was not cool enough to make up for this.
Huge lore events have happened that I should know about.
Listen to the podcast.
This is a lot.
Listen to the last 280 episodes, and then you'll know. Listen to the last 280 episodes, and then you know. You rube, you fool. What do you think we make content for? If you can just make a voice and be like, "Oh, just tell me what happened." No shortcuts, no spoilers. You gotta put the work in. You gotta earn it. We gotta pull a home. You gotta put in all that time and emotional investment and get sunk cost fallacied on our asses.
Do you think it would take longer to read Homestuck or watch 250 episodes of the PCP?
Ooh.
280.
Probably the PCP. Although you can speed it up on YouTube. You ×2 it.
Well, let's see. Okay. If we assume that the PCP episodes are on average 2 hours each, which is maybe a little conservative, but whatever, then it would be about 540 hours. And I think, let's see, I originally read Homestuck in about a week. Or no, I mean, it was 9 days, and I read for about 8 hours a day. And that was
like a job.
But now it's longer now. It's probably at least twice as long as it was. Yeah, I think you would take longer to listen to all the PCP, actually. I think reading Homestuck would probably only take maybe 200 hours tops to read all of.
Maybe,
but I think listening to all the PCP would be like closer to 300.
Maybe you should make a PCP lecture about the PCP, about what happened.
You're not the first person to suggest it. I don't think it's a crazy idea. I don't think it's a crazy idea at all. But we'd have to get a whole audience of like non-PCP people that don't know what it is.
I'll join.
Yeah.
We get all the guests. All the guests that have been on the show.
Either. Yeah.
All the guests that like don't even know who we are. Like we get the Aria DiMezzo and Jim Stormdancer and people that don't even like know what this show is, that just were on it one time, and just make them sit down and be like, we're going to tell you the whole history of our podcast.
Well, I'd be interested.
Yeah. It'd be funny.
Yeah.
I think it'd be funny. Okay, the next voicemail is called I Don't Understand Transgender, I think. This should be good. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi, let me preface this by saying I don't want to offend anyone. I just don't know any better and would get a different answer depending on who I ask. So yeah, why would you need to be a certain gender or sex in the first place? That's something I don't really get. Because I feel like your actions and desires is what should shape your identity and others' perception thereof.
Yeah.
So, like the concept of man and woman, it's a bit like it's simplifying your identity instead of asking what you'd want to be in the first place. So yeah, feel free to discuss. I'm sorry this wasn't. I'm hoping this wasn't offensive or anything.
Thanks. I sort of agree. Well, in the sense that like, okay. It's really different takes on it. I don't really think that being a man or a woman means much of anything. So I guess in that sense I agree. But then like the caveat from that is that okay, because it I don't think it means much. There's no grounds for me to say that like someone else is or isn't any. So if someone else says I am this, I can't say no you're not, because like what does it mean to not be that? Nothing.
Like it's difficult to explain because it sounds logical to say it like that, but I feel like when I realized I was trans, it was like things that I've felt about myself and what I perceive myself as, and what society perceives my gender to be like. It affected me in ways that I wasn't aware of until I learned about what being trans was. So like it means nothing for like cis people because they feel okay, but for trans people there's just this element of not feeling okay all the time.
It means basically nothing to me. So yeah, but that's just me. Yeah.
And once I realized that it's like I was questioning. I was like, could this be part of what happened? Is part of my feelings. I looked and then I tried some stuff out. I changed, my pronouns. I said, call me she, her. And I was doing all this stuff. And I realized that I had been like blanket level depressed about that my entire life, and acting a different way and doing certain different things in the framework of like what society accepts and thinks of as female, because that's the only framework I have. And as it's gender is a social construct. Men have short hair, women have long hair. It's all made up. It's all arbitrary. But the things that were assigned to be like this is a male or a male gendered thing to do, I didn't like all of them, and I wanted to do all of the other ones, and I just didn't feel like I could. I was like, I didn't feel like it was acceptable to just do all of those. So it's really just realizing that it's okay to try all of those things and just to do all of those things that make you happy.
Would you say? But I would say I don't mean to disagree, but I mean I would say that like if you wanted to do all of those girl things, you could do all the girl things, but still call yourself a guy if you wanted. But
if I wanted,
or you could do none of the girl things and call yourself a girl, and that would be fine too. Because I mean,
the part of it,
my take on it is it's
literally
just about what you call yourself. Like that's the question. It's the thing about pronouns, what your gender is. It's literally just a question of what do you want to be called.
Yeah,
and like it's basically like there's like no content.
There's a little bit of that.
There's no descriptive I don't know. I don't see it as being very descriptive.
It's based on what society is and the one you grew up in. If you know, we grew up in a society where all of the things that made me feel comfortable were things that I was expected to do already, then I don't know whether I would transition exactly. I don't know whether I'd want something different. But I can't know, because that's like a hypothetical alternate reality. So it's difficult to like explain it in a way that is perfectly understandable. And I'm not like a psychoanalyst person.
I mean,
I've just like watched YouTube videos that have tried to explain it better than I could.
I mean, if it's at the end of the day, it's literally just about like how do you feel, and what do you want, what do you prefer.
Yeah,
so like
it's
there's
basically
no...
it. It's the way I like to think about it. It's just like transitioning is not like anything in particular. It is just changing.
Yeah.
It is transitioning from something you didn't like, and if it just so happens that being perceived as male and that like societal pressure to be masculine is something I really didn't like and I wanted to move away from, then that's the decisions I make affect that. You know, it's just I just want to feel okay. I just want to feel better, and it did work. It like as soon as I was doing those things, it was really confusing for a while. Like I tried the pronoun stuff out for a joke. I guess it was a joke.
As a prank, bro.
It was just a joke to myself. That's the way I justified it. Like, what? Who would just do that? Lol. But like, it actually made me feel a lot better, and it was really weird, and I couldn't wrap my head around why. And it's hard to explain.
Seems pretty wacky to me, but like that's cool.
Yeah. It's based entirely on my own perception of what society is. So if I have wacky ideas of like it's kind of in my head, and I don't know. That's fine.
Yeah. Sounds rational to me. Makes sense.
Yep.
Fuck, what number were we on? Cece, are you gonna get pink pilled? You've been on the show now, and about half of the people that associate with the PCP become trans. So I would quarantine yourself for at least 2 weeks afterwards, and talk to your doctor if you feel any sensations.
I think it,
but you can't explain.
I think it's too late for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm too old.
You toast.
Yeah,
you're too old.
Old.
I knew a woman. I knew a trans woman when I worked at Astro Camp. In the town near the camp, there was a bar that I went to like once or twice, and the bartender there was this woman who was trans and who had, I don't know who told, I think one of my other like counselors knew this person and like told me about her, and she had been like 50. She had been like 40 plus and married, and then was like, you know what? I'm a woman. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go become a bartender on some mountain town, population of like 200, and become a bartender in this little bar and serve weird kids who teach at the space camp up the hill.
Sounds pretty cool.
And you know what? She passed pretty good. So that was neat.
One of the things that popped into my head a lot was like, No, but I'd be ugly if I was a girl. That's a dumb idea. I shouldn't even try.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Yeah.
Is
it?
But
is that how you feel?
If I was a girl, I would be ugly. Yes.
Okay.
It's
fair enough.
I don't know whether it's
same.
like a classic
Same.
case of like dysphoria or not. I wouldn't judge me, but I definitely felt that before, and I've come to the realization that I'm never gonna be like as attractive as if I had been born a woman. But it's not really about being attractive necessarily. Society does say women are valuable based on how attractive they are, and as they age, they become less valuable, and they should be shunned and laughed at.
True.
And it's like
So
I don't
sad.
like,
no old biddies allowed.
and that's whatever. But like
Christmas cakes.
when I
Christmas
think of,
cakes.
when I
please.
think of like the like alternative of like living out life as a man, I was like, you know what? Anything is preferable to that. I just like being like an ugly old woman. That's cool. I'd rather be that than an ugly old man.
I mean, nobody's
Or a
as
slightly
hot
more
as they want
attractive
to
old
be.
man, you know?
That makes sense.
Nobody's as hot as they want to be, right? No matter gender aside. I wish I was a sexier man. Unfortunately, that's never gonna happen.
It's never
But you
gonna
know
happen
what?
because
It's
you're already
okay.
at the peak.
I'm already at the peak. I'm so fucking strong, and I'm so fucking fat, and that's peak male performance.
Yeah.
You might not like it, but this is what peak male performance looks like.
Yeah, same.
Oh, my bench is up. My bench is good. My bench is like 145. No, I benched 140 yesterday.
Grams?
Yes. No pounds. No pounds. And
like currency?
That's
quite
not
expensive.
Not silver, not pound, not sterling. Regular pounds. I mean, good old American pounds. My bench is bad. My bench has always been my worst lift, but it's going up, and I feel good about that. And I like being powerful. Okay, next voicemail. Let me just get it loaded up in here. It is Electrodome. 3, 2, 1, go.
Someone just recorded themselves playing Mario Kart.
I was gonna say, is
Yeah,
this
I
Mario
feel like I'm
Kart?
there.
Yeah.
It's like I'm there.
Yeah.
It's like I'm watching a summoning salt world record progression about Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Pog. Next voicemail. Here we go. It is called PSA for those that haven't heard. Sad face. Updates incoming. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Grand Central Station. Now time for a public service announcement by a concerned citizen.
Oh dear.
Whether in real life or even online, please beware of crocodiles. These nosy, slimy, evil reptiles are extremely versatile. They're stalking the forums and the lakesides too. Crocodiles waiting to jump at you. If you feel the opposite, they'll steal your information and publish it. So when you see a crocodile, please stay back, that's what's in style. Call the army to put him on trial and hope he's gone for a long, long while.
I mean,
Alrighty then.
the intro was a little different. The intro sounded different.
I know, I like it. I like the concept of crocodiles that like dox you. They chomp you and then they dox you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I don't know, I said last week that they all kind of sound the same. This one kind of sounds the same. Yeah, it's a new poem. Kind of sounds similar. I don't know.
I think you're getting spoiled on these, Ben.
You think I'm getting spoiled on these? You think so?
They're crazy.
Maybe so. They're crazy, but we've heard like 100 of them. That's not true. I don't know. Maybe I'm spoiled. I know the person that makes them. And she's a lovely individual. Jester, amuse me. Oh, no, I've heard this before. Need something novel. Oh, cover me in raspberry pudding. Yeah. Next voicemail is called, you have a voicemail archive. It came free with your... I know. I said this last week. I found that I have an archive. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
If you're curious of how people are getting a hold of raw voicemails for the fucking shitty rapping all over it, Metal Pig edits, you literally have a voicemail archive. It is just your SoundCloud. I understand that it's like been over a year since it was updated, because I don't think anybody's been fucking with it since Nate left. But it's literally just right there. God damn.
Why do we have that?
Oh, it's because the way Nate did it was he wanted to play it through Rhythm, and Rhythm can't do it through SpeakPipe, so it has to do it through YouTube or SoundCloud. So he would he would listen to the voicemails, download them, upload them to SoundCloud, and then play them through Rhythm. But
you're right. I forgot. He used to do it like that, but I don't do it like that. Okay. Well, mystery solved. Next voicemail is called Quick Question. 3, 2, 1, go.
What is one YouTube ad that you keep seeing over and over again that you just despise?
Good
I have
question.
ads turned off, and I haven't seen one in a while.
Yeah, same. I only get ads on my phone and my work computer.
I mean, hear the the paid sponsored like plugs in videos for stuff that's like, I don't know, what do I have here lately?
Raid Shadow Legends.
I feel like
that's kind of old at this point.
I haven't heard that one in a... What's the one?
There's it's Radon earbud fucks. It's
the
Squarespace,
earbuds.
And then there's Skillshare is another one.
Skillshare is the one that I always hear.
I don't like discussing brands. They're winning by me saying those names.
Yeah, even it's like, oh, I hate these ads. I see them everywhere. It's like, well,
that's their
thing.
Yeah.
That's one thing I feel bad. Like, I can't say the same for all boomers, but at least my parents, they keep watching TV.
All boomers.
They keep watching TV, and it's like, TV is like 90% commercials.
I mean, I watch a lot of YouTube, and YouTube is full of ads too. So I can't judge anyone for watching TV.
Yeah, but at least you have ad blocker.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I try my best. I mean, I don't watch shows. I mean, it's not just boomers. Like, I have friends that watch, like... Well, it means they watch, like, streaming services and stuff now. Not, like, broadcast television or cable or whatever.
Yeah,
That's not for me.
I was talking about broadcast.
That's not for me. Fair. I don't know. Yeah, Skillshare. Skillshare is the one that pisses me off. Just because it's the one that I hear the most often. Next voicemail is called Tim Rogers Translated Moon Remix RPG. No voicemail. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
Is that 0 seconds?
There's no voicemail. It's just there is no voicemail. It's just Tim Rogers Translated Moon Remix RPG. I don't know what this means.
Were you talking about it on the stream?
I've talked about Tim Rogers the last couple episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the Moon Remix.
It was a game for the PlayStation 1 that only came out in Japan, and they recently released the Switch version in English.
It's called Moon Remix?
Moon Remix RPG, yeah.
Oh, I've never heard of it.
Or just Moon for short. It's one of the games,
but I guess
it's one of the games that inspired Undertale.
Okay, I've never heard of it, but I guess Tim Rogers translated it, and good for him.
Mm-hmm.
Next voicemail is called Let me find it. It is called Ben Saint, ? 3, 2, 1, go.
Ben Saint?
Yes.
More like worst guy ever.
Thanks for the voicemail, buddy. Next voicemail is called Minor Cyclonials Spoilers. That's okay. Well, we already me and Cheesy talked a little bit about Cyclonials last episode. So I don't know, skip ahead a little bit if you don't want to hear spoilers. 3, 2, 1, go.
Ben Saint, you are so wrong about Cyclonials. The rest of the story is not that ideology bad, is that trying to create a socialist world through unsocialist means always results in authoritarianism and a perversion of socialism.
I don't know how seriously to take this when it's delivered in a Donald Trump voice coder. I don't think that's the point of Cyclonials. I really don't.
I don't know what that is, so I'm good with spoilers.
How do you make socialism without like stopping what's happening already? How do you socially get socialism? How do you non-violently get it?
Last week, Gib, me and Cheesy talked about it, and we both agree that it's a little disappointing how like the Jubilite movement is like nominally like a socialist revolution, but the story is not really about that at all, and it kind of doesn't really have any bearing on the actual story. It's just like an aesthetic thing. In the end, it's just like any other revolution that has kind of its own sort of hierarchy associated. And we both found that pretty disappointing.
The manifesto itself is not available to read. We just hear about it being socialist.
Yeah, but in practice, all it really is just like a militant uprising. Like its politics are sort of irrelevant. It's kind of I don't know, it's kind of a bummer. This is why I was like the other day I was reinvigorated to do my re-listen, and so we could do a Cyclonials cast, which I will do soon, I swear. Sooner every day. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts about that?
Nah. I kind of want to reread that as well.
CC Cyclonials, by the way, is a newer thing that the Homestuck guy made.
Oh, okay.
It is a visual novel. It's not a Homestuck related.
Okay.
Except for a couple little Easter eggs. Yeah, it's a new thing.
Is it like being constantly released, or is it like finished?
No, it's finished.
It was released episodically, but it's finished now. It's fully out.
Okay.
I think it was 10 chapters. Yeah. Next voicemail is called Message to Eleazar. There it is. 3, 2, 1, go.
Please make Ben sound like a chipmunk for the next 2 voicemails and this one. Thank you.
Eleazar, you better not. You better not do that. If you do that, I'm gonna be real mad, and you're gonna hear it from me.
That's the editor, right?
That's the editor.
Okay.
That's the editor, who I'm sure has enough respect and professionalism not to obey the whims of some random voicemailer. I am your god, Eleazar. You must obey me.
I guess we'll see.
I command you. I command you. Normal voice, please. Okay. Next one is called Do You Not Like the Beach? There it is.
Not like the what? Oh, beach. Okay.
The beach.
Yeah.
Like Princess Beach.
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, Ben. I'm gonna read villain verse.
I didn't understand what he said.
I think he said, I'm gonna read villain verse, which is fine and cool. I'm sure Cheesy will be happy. Villain verse is pretty good. Cheesy really puts the work in. He really grinds it. He really cranks it out. It's a fun read. You should read it. I endorse it.
What do I read it? Do I gotta have it? Do I gotta get it?
I think... Shit. Yeah, I think so. I think you have to buy the book. I don't think you can... Oh, fuck. Am I stupid? I think you can't... It's not posted online. Actually, That reminds me, I gotta actually buy the third book because I didn't actually do it yet, but I will. Buy Cheese's comic. Read Villainverse. It's good. Next voicemail is called... There it is. It is called... You Can Wear Diapers at the Beach.
No.
3, 2, 1, go.
Also, I thought it was super funny that nobody did pig noises last week.
Oh, God.
I hope nobody does it to scare you this week,
Oh,
Ben.
God. I thought it was coming. I really thought he was coming.
It's the perfect horror skill is to build tension and just not deliver.
Yeah.
It's the scariest thing ever.
I don't know if he intended to do that, but he did it. He had me on edge there. And he didn't have to do anything. Next voicemail. And now I'm going to be on edge for all the rest of the voicemails, of which there are only like 8. No, there's like 10 left, I think. So the next one is called Whomst Will Screen the Voicemails. There it is. 3, 2, 1, go.
We all know Nate. He's a money-hungry lib fucking ANCAP Reddit. So if you want the voicemails screened, just pay him to do it from the episode. Like how he gets a cut for the accounting bullshit or whatever. Just pay him and he'll do it. I'm sure he will.
Yeah, of course he would, but I don't want him to do that. He used to screen the voicemails, and the result was that he would pick like 3, and it was dumb. He would pick bad ones that weren't funny. No, I don't want them screened. You fool. You absolute rube. Thanks for the voicemail. Next one is called the PCP Bad Comment Awards Show, episode 266. Oh, this sounds funny. 3, 2, 1, go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, those with terminal daddy issues, welcome to the PCP Bad Comment Awards Show! Woo!
Yeah!
Today's award for the worst comment on episode 266 goes to Axel Stars! And now we present a dramatic reading. Well, this is starting to get a bit sad. That's all, folks. Tune in next week. Same PCB time, same PCB channel.
Woo!
But where's the lie? Huh?
That's no. I mean, yeah. That's why it's such a bad comment. Because obviously, this is just sad at this point. Like, you don't have to tell us. Why do you? We're doing it. It's a bit. This is just a bit. Like, the last 150 episodes of the PCB have just been a bit. It's all a build up to a punchline that may or may not ever come. And if you can't see that, then I honestly don't know what to tell you. I don't think, then you just don't get it. You just don't get it, bro. We're just not on the same wavelength. Next voicemail is called A Glimpse into the Future, Signs and Saints. 3, 2, 1, go.
The year is 20XX. Weeks after the fire of Megachusetts, Ben, now ascended, would make his divinity known. First, Ben appeared to Gib, offering her a great boon as a show of his power. Gib was enjoying life at this point. Clarissa was now a series. She could now afford to have not 1, but 2 hot plates in her apartment. But something was still missing. Ben's boon for Gib was the gift of a pair of the biggest boobies, the most voluptuous mommy milkers.
You're welcome.
To Tom, Ben also appeared.
Thank you.
Already immortal, Tom had little to gain from Ben. That is, except the gift of healing. Tom could finally walk again. Ben, in becoming a god, gave up his sainthood. But upon Tom and Gib, he bestowed to each a new sainthood. Ben remembered also his trusted allies. That is, all the contributors to patreon.com/bensaint. They too received miracles and boons.
Just like in real life.
This is the future before you. Even now, the hands of fate move ever closer to this eventuality. This, thoroughly based future.
You know,
I like the idea that your Patreon has like a tier where you literally get a miracle bestowed upon you.
Miracles, and I mean, already you get to put a fucking enemy into my video game. So, like, what greater boon could there even be?
True.
It's true.
No greater boon.
It's entirely with no bias at all that I say that I like this story about how I become a god and obtain ultimate power and rule the world, and crush my enemies and imboon my allies. It's pretty good. It's a good read. Yeah. Next one is called PCP Bad Comment Awards Show number 266, Justification. I don't know if it needs any justification. I was already on board, but okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm gonna make this segment just to sort of like justify which comment I choose, because
I get it.
Because I don't know, it might be necessary sometimes. I'll just go ahead and do it for each of them, so you can skip these voicemails if it's obvious. But so the reason I chose this one is because, you know, over the recent PCP, something very good and happy has been happening, which is that Gib has been, you know, transitioning, and based on her Twitter, seems to be going really well.
That's not that
so,
new.
You know,
been going on
I don't
for
think
like
the PCP is particularly sad right now. Like, Ben seems not in a particularly good mood, but he never has been, so that doesn't really matter.
True.
Gib is happy, Ben is the same as always, so therefore it's a happy show now. Fuck you.
See.
Honestly, I think that's a bad justification, because I mean, it's not, what he meant is not, oh, the tone of the show is sad. Oh, it's not that, like, oh, this is, it's that he thinks that, like, oh, fewer people means that it's like desolate. Oh, it's pathetic. It's a shadow of its former self. So honestly, this justification has made me think less of the initial appraisal. So you really shot yourself in the foot on that one, sir. Next voicemail is called Mensa is for Dweebs. Here we go.
Yep.
There it is. 3, 2, 1, go.
If you go to Mensa meetings and you don't have a PhD, you are a fucking dweeb. Like, yeah, they do fucking research sometimes.
Even if
or
you
something,
do have a PhD.
I think. I don't fucking know. They send me a bunch of dumb newsletters that I don't care about. But leading into, I joined Mensa once just to fucking take the test and prove that I could, so that I could put it on a resume and be like, hey, look at this, guys. Yeah. I proved it by taking a fucking test that I'm a smart boy. But no, I never fucking did Mensa shit because it's all dumb. They send me all these fucking newsletters, and they all look so fucking boring. I'd rather just play video games.
I don't know.
Fuck you, Mensa.
Exactly what
Fuck
they do.
You. I'm using your name for clout, and I'm not giving you anything anymore. Fuck you.
I don't know exactly what they do. They're the high IQ society. I gotta imagine that it's just a thing you do to fucking jerk yourself off about how smart you are.
Yeah, I get that impression too.
Oh my god, look at these. Oh my god, look at these millennials. Look at these hip, young millennials / older Zoomers who are having just a great time being Mensa members. This could be you if only your IQ were high enough.
Is that Thanksgiving dinner? What are they doing?
They're just having a fucking ball. They're just having a fucking ball.
That's the high Q dinner.
Okay, let's see. Reasons to join Mensa. How can I join Mensa? Why should I join? What are the benefits of membership?
Would you want to smile and clap your hands at dinner?
It is an honor to be a member of... Oh my god. Oh my god, this is great. I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna fucking read this. This is fucking awesome. Okay, from the mensa.org website, here's what some members say about being part of the Mensa community. I will screenshot. I will screenshot this.
The Mensa community.
This is good. It is an honor to be a member of Mensa. From the very first moment, my eyes have been sparkling. Finally, I arrived in a place where people share similar thoughts, say similar puns, have similar associations like I have. Naturally, I also see the differences. Different characters, attitudes, it's misspelled, attitudes and views. Some of these I embrace, others I reject, but this makes the world complete. We cannot be different in the same way. Okay, George 44. That's pretty good.
I can see how he got in, because he used the word naturally.
You're
only smart people.
Is 44 his age or his IQ?
Okay, let's hear another. Originally, I just wanted to have my IQ tested. I guess I was looking for some external reinforcement. I thought I would never have the time to attend programs as I had 2 young children. Out of curiosity, I finally joined Mensa, and I have been a member for 14 years now. I found a great community, interesting activities, lots of love, and eventually a husband as well. Okay, that one's not as embarrassing.
Why did you read it before you knew it was funny?
Well, I saw the first one was funny. I assumed the second would be funny. Okay, that one's fine.
Attitudes.
That first one is so enlightened by its intelligence. That's so wait a minute. Okay,
it's just missing an indeed.
This reminds me, maybe you don't remember, but I guested on a podcast called Shred It. And on the episode of Shred It that I was in, we were going over posts by people on the r/cheating subreddit, which is people who are cheating on their spouses, and it's like their hobby. They're into it as a thing. They post about how good they are at cheating, how exciting cheating is, how fulfilled they are now that they're cheating, what they didn't used to be, and they're I'm so grateful to have found a community of people that understand, why cheating is so great. And most people don't get it, but we here on the r/cheating subreddit, we understand each other. We have the same attitudes towards the whole thing. And that's the vibe that I get from George. Honestly, I think he sounds exactly like one of those guys who telling his story about I got a call from my mistress who understood I made a pun about my wife called me and said, honey, don't forget to pick up the eggplant. And I said, eggplant, like my dick. And she didn't laugh at my dick joke. But then my mistress called. I called my mistress and said, my wife didn't get my dick joke. And she laughed at it. And that's why I know that cheating is great. And I'm so grateful for this community.
The cheating community.
I don't know. The cheating community. The cheating, whatever. Anyway, whatever. This looks like just a place to jerk your dick off, just like every fucking thing on the internet. Fuck Mensa.
Yeah.
Lame. Next voicemail is called... why isn't it... Wait. There we go. There we go. Okay. Next voicemail is called... Trixie Sexuality Studies 401 Advanced Topics. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Trixie's sexuality is 100% based around filling a role, and that's why she was straight before and is also, I don't know what word to use. She liked women before and likes guys now.
Straight.
The reason is that before, you can listen to all these dumb solo podcasts that Trixie did, and I listened to all of them and love them, which I miss now, but whatever, that's off track. Trixie would always say, I want to be a dad now. I want to be the internet's dad. So that's why she was into May, is because it was being a paternal character, because I guess it's like a dysphoria coping mechanism or something. I don't know. But
if you don't know why you're saying all
is
this,
that's the role she wanted to do, and that seeped into everything, including romance. But now she's a fucking woman, and
I know, right? Cringe.
What does a woman do? A woman is with a guy, according to society. So that's what Trixie wants to do, to fill in with the role, to be the role of the woman who lets other people punch drunk, angry manlets for them.
Punch her.
So that's why it happened.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, maybe. Who knows?
It's one of those annoying things, because it's transitioning, being a woman doesn't mean I have now a new set of values that I forcibly ascribe myself to. There are things that I know, I know my voice is still sort of masculine. I need to, Like, if I want to appear as though I were female, I would need to work on that, and that would be like a conscious choice to like change that voice. But I don't feel dysphoria about it. So like my transition doesn't need to include that necessarily.
Yeah.
I feel fine with the voice I have, but like if I wanted to be like quote unquote more feminine, I would need to do something about it.
Yeah.
But it's not like part of transitioning for everyone. It's always going to be like the individual's choice.
Yeah.
I do think it's curious that Trixie liked women before her transition and I guess likes men afterwards, but I say curious with like complete neutrality. Like I just mean like, that's curious. That's interesting.
I mean,
Am I interesting? I mean, it's not even exactly that. I don't know what I think about it because I don't know. I'm like,
There's no like
weird, I guess.
I don't think there's like a hard and fast rule for like or a term for like changing gender preference or sexual preference. Like it's not really, I don't know. I don't care. It's not really my place to like speculate on something like that with another person.
I was a little surprised to find that she has a boyfriend just because she had been so like, I mean, she used to, when she talked about like, I mean, she always talked about thinking about girls, whether it was like being one or being interested in them. It seemed like that was,
well,
it seemed like she thought about that in both. Well, I mean, that's just what she said, or that was the impression I got from what she used to say about it.
Really
so I was surprised, but I mean, who
like,
knows?
Deep down, like it had not occurred to her maybe that being with a man would be fun or good,
right?
And now she's trying it out, and she likes it. So like, cool.
At the end of the day, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's in her head.
Who
knows? Yeah. Next,
you don't have a sexual preference from birth. It'll all change depending on stuff that happens.
That's the thing. I mean, you can.
Does anyone have a sexual preference at birth?
You can always change your mind. You can always develop new preferences. Like, you can. I mean, if you, I don't know, you can like, not to say, you can genuinely go for. You could like, theoretically, you could like be gay and then like stop being gay if you decide you don't like men anymore or whatever, or the other way or whatever. You could be asexual at one point in your life and then later be like, you know what, I think I have developed an interest in sex, and then you're not anymore, and like that's fine. You can be something and then just like change you can develop a new preference if you want. I'm not a cop. I can't stop you from doing that. Nobody can. It just is what it is, man. I don't know. Next voicemail is, what number are we on? We are close to the end. Finally. Okay. This is called, Discord, please accept my file. There it is. Max Revive Tarantino Cast. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
So I know Nate doesn't want to be on the PCP, the actual Pro Crastinators podcast.
I don't know.
But we got this fucking Tarantino cast thing over here that only ever got 2 episodes. I think everybody liked it, and now it's fucking dead.
Why are you telling me? I don't know.
Nate and Tom and Gib are all still affiliated with the show. In maybe wishing upon a star, Jesse could be coerced into participating just for this one fucking thing.
I don't know. I don't feel like Jesse likes doing YouTube. I mean, he's never liked doing YouTube content. The prospect of coming back to do a podcast is like, I can imagine, inherently disgusting.
Going back to that Bernie tweet, talk about someone who is like, oh, I made my hobby into a job, and now, oh, this is worse than manual labor. Jesse is that, like, embodied. Nobody ever complained about having a cushy YouTube job as hard as Jesse did. That's my thing. I'm sorry if I'm coming off a little rude, but that always I don't want to. I feel like I've maybe been a little hard on Jesse at times. I don't want to come off like I hate him or anything, but boy, that was one thing about him that would bug the heck out of me at times.
I suppose so. I've always felt like he was playing it up, but he did do it all the time. So I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Thoughts on getting the Tarantino cast back together, Gib?
The Tarantino cast, we just watched I mean, it's a good excuse to watch the movies because I haven't watched all of them. Was it spearheaded by Trixie and Nate?
I don't know. Maybe.
I think it was.
Was it started at RadCon?
No, sure. No, I think we had an episode, and then we decided to do a live one at RadCon 4.
Yeah.
I remember doing the logo before all that. I like that logo. That was a good logo.
I don't even know what the logo was. I don't know if I've seen it. I've probably seen it on the channel somewhere. Ugh.
If I just Google it, maybe it'll come up.
No,
okay. Like the cast of the film, Tarantino cast. That's never gonna come up.
Okay, next voicemail. So that's probably a no on reviving the Tarantino cast.
I mean, if you wanted to do a Tarantino cast, or get Tom, like it wouldn't be everyone, but I wouldn't be. I wouldn't mind.
I mean, if
talking about a film,
if you wanted to, I'm not super excited about a Tarantino movie rewatch. I guess I could do it.
Which movie?
Which movie? I don't know.
We were going through all of them in order of release, and we did Pulp Fiction last, so I don't know which one's next.
Okay,
Jackie Brown.
So that's a big maybe. Next voicemail is called Mike Aucklong. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey Ben, I hope I still made it in time for the show.
Good.
Just wanted to say you're now breathing manually. Bye bye.
Fuck you, man. I have to breathe manually now. Shit.
Fuck you. Nah, it didn't. I had one manual breath, but like I'm already over it. I didn't even stumble.
Damn that.
Yeah, that never really trips me up as much as I expect it to.
It always gets me.
The one that really gets me is noticing that I'm blinking. And
God damn it.
God, I thought about it.
Ooh, yeah. Yep.
Oh, when am I going to blink? When is it going to happen?
Fuck. That one actually got me worse. Next, this is the last voicemail, I think, is called Mike Auk Short. 3, 2, 1, go.
I forgot to say you're also blinking manually. Bye bye.
I did it first.
Amazing. We've made it to the end of the voicemails, and we are now breathing and blinking manually, and it's a nightmare. What else? I don't know. Anything else to discuss?
There's nothing else. I just want to reiterate. Go to the Laura Ghost Kickstarter page, watch the video, and be hype for pledging money for a comic that will be shipped to you physically. There's also a PDF if you don't want. I don't know why you would have the PDF, but just in case. In case people want that.
You showed me the video early after you finished making it, and I told you this, and it was absolutely true that the song from the video was genuinely like 2 days later. I was like humming it unconsciously.
Yes.
I won't hum it now.
Earworm.
I won't hum it right now, but it really is an earworm. Where does it come from?
It's from Tim and Eric Awesome Show. Great job.
I see. I didn't recognize it. I'm manually stopping myself from humming it because I'm like I want to, but I must
you're manually not humming.
Manually not humming. I must restrain myself. Cece, any closing thoughts for the podcast?
Go to www.talesgetstrolled.org. Give money to patreon.com/slagguards_lab.
Yeah. Based.
Buy some merch so I can get money in lazerbot.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Anything else?
Well,
okay.
What were you gonna say?
I want to say thank you for coming on. I don't know. If anyone wants to contact you about the ongoing effort to finish Tales Gets Trolled, or the first of 4 acts of Tales Gets Trolled, if that's a real thing,
yeah,
or whatever, they can contact you. We'll have your info in the description, your Twitter You have the Tales Gets Trolled Twitter account,
Yes.
and they can contact you through talesgetstrolled.org. Yeah, Tarantino casts. It's good looking. It's good. I'm looking at the logo right now. Okay. Yep. Anyone can get in touch with you that way.
Yes.
Patreon.com/theprocrastinators. Did I have that right? Is it the Procrastinators?
Yes.
Okay, patreon.com/theprocrastinators.
How many times have you said it?
Every fucking week for 5 years. Patreon.com/theprocrastinators for bonus episodes. Someone sent me a Discord message the other day yelling at me about not understanding Minesweeper. And I told that person, you would be interested to see the Minesweeper Picross bonus episode where we all learn a little something along the way. And that goes for all of you as well. Millions of bonus episodes. Literally millions of bonus episodes.
Literally millions.
At your fingertips for only $5. Get it while it's hot. And I think that's gonna do it.
Oh, and also access to the PCP Minecraft server. Did you mention
yes,
that?
I didn't mention it, but it's true. Yes, also
that's now rolled into the $5. You get the Minecraft as well.
We should do a Minecraft this week.
Yeah,
it's been like It's been like 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, we should do one this week. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's the episode, everyone. Thanks for listening, and thanks CC for coming on the show. And
bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.